I am sure there will be some more of those moments, but my goodness. The offense was a blindingly bright light in this game, and the defense did nothing to distract you in a negative way. It was all of the good stuff was just good. It's simply that, I got nothing to really nitpick with at this point from a defensive unit that I fully expected to say, boy, so here's where, Leo Chanel was all of a sudden on his knees praying because he had a change of direction that we weren't expecting. That moment never happened. You didn't see a lot of guys getting cooked. Juan Thornhill looked great. Justin Reid looked great. We are in a very fun position right now with this team where the quarterback is a fire-breathing dragon and the defense is visibly faster, noticeably quicker. And I think we'll continue to see more evidence of them just being wholly better as the season progresses, because why wouldn't they? They're a bunch of, I say this, at the ripe old age of 27, a bunch of kids out there, younger than me. I'd fall apart out there. I'd take one step and all of a sudden just be a me-shaped cloud in the sky as some running back has trucked me. They looked comfortable. The young guys looked comfortable. They looked like they belonged there. And I wasn't going to hold them to that standard at the peak of my optimism. And here's where I'm at. I was very optimistic about how this game would go. Really on both sides of the ball. And for the first time, I have my, in this wonderful state of Kansas, I have evidence that I could show you of the level of my confidence coming into this game. It was high. And even I feel like I set the expectations too low. Heck of a way to start an NFL season. Feels good to be back. Feels good to have the TVs, the Chiefs back on the TVs, and I'm sure we'll feel good to be back out at Arrowhead whenever everyone's able to make it back out there for the home opener. We're going to have a barn burner. This whole first chunk of the Chiefs schedule. Remember how difficult it's supposed to be, and it is. It's tough. Are you nervous about it if you're a Chiefs fan right now? I don't think you should be. I think you should be excited because this team showed you everything you could have asked for and then some today. I, again, am Joshua Brisco. Beards McFly on the other side of the glass. Blake Schneiders is our utility man today, running around and making sure everything runs smoothly on the back end of the production. I don't know what that really means. Beards is at the board. Blake's cutting audio. And we're going to bring you a wonderful show here today. It's all brought to you by CBD American Shaman. Hey, fellas. Got some good news here, everybody. Fellas, ladies, etc. When Kansas City scores, you score big at your local CBD American Shaman, which means you scored huge today. Their score is your percent off. They put up 44 today, so you get 44% off all day tomorrow on orders of $100 or more at CBD American Shaman. Did you catch that? Spend $100 at American Shaman or more. Get 44% off because the way this NFL season has begun for the Chiefs. That's incredible. And that is CBD American Shaman. Life is better with the feather. We'll take a break. We'll take your calls whenever we come back. An incredible start to the NFL season. We'll talk about it all whenever we come back here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
You are listening to exclusive post-game coverage on Kansas City's home for the NFL. Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Brought to you by Casey's own CBD American Shaman. Come on into your local shaman store for a free sample of stress-sacking CBD. Everything is better with the feather.
I'm McCall with Lee Summit Used Cars. Why buy from us? To get connected. We're a local family-owned dealership that offers a free lifetime warranty. Getting connected includes our state-of-the-art detail center, master technician service support, body shop and collision center. Getting connected means you're getting peace of mind protection, not only with our lifetime warranty for your car, but a lifetime commitment to you. Get connected. Go to LeeSummitUsedCars.com and fall in love with driving again with a lifetime warranty.
Hi, folks. Bob with the Balderston Auto Group with one goal in mind.
The goal? Customer first. No matter how big we get, you're the top priority.
Blaine, you're so right. Dad always said respect the customer.
And we're a locally family-owned business, a neighbor. We want to see you at the grocery store and say hi.
The Balderston Auto Group.
Blue Springs Ford.
Folks, if you don't click or come by and see us today, we can't save you any money.
Lee Summit Honda, where we treat you like family.
Fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru.
We call Kansas City home.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, And now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-478-6688. That's 1-800-478-6688. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-478-6688. That's 1-800-478-6688.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is officially live in Kansas just in time for football season. To celebrate, new DraftKings Kansas customers who bet just $5 on anything will get $200 in free bets instantly. Want more action? Everyone can experience the thrill of DraftKings early win promotion. Get up 7, you win. Bet on any pro football team of your choice, and if your team leads by 7 points at any point during the game, you get paid instantly, even if your team loses. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 810WHB to get $200 in free bets instantly when you place a $5 bet on anything. That's code 810WHB, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 800-522-4700. 21 plus, physically present in Kansas. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus issued as free bets. One early win token issued at opt-in moneyline bets only. Deposit and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/Kansas on behalf of Boot Hill Resort and Casino.
Hi there, Gary Giles with Giles' Jewelry. Everybody knows Giles' Jewelry is the place to buy an engagement ring. Thousands of diamond rings, quality second to nobody. Come on into Joslin, 95th and Antioch, right in front of the big high B. Joslin's Jewelry. We're the jewelers you'll recommend to your friends and family.
Joslin's Jewelry, for the best that's yet to come.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judges' Choice double gold medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at titosvodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
The second you walk through those iconic red doors, you know you're somewhere special. Fresh cut wood burning in the wood-fired grill and the sizzle of scratch kitchen ingredients fills your senses. Whether you want legendary pretzel bites, famous jalapeno fried chicken, or to grab a burger and beer while you watch the game, there's an unforgettable energy that keeps you coming back to Red Door Wood-Fired Grill, Kansas City's best little upscale neighborhood joint. 6 Kansas City area locations: Brookside, Leawood, Liberty, Overland Park, Lenexa, and now Lee Summit. Get in here.
Straighten Energy builds darn good batteries and darn good careers. The batteries we build sustainably power forklifts and railroads in the USA. Be part of a growing team you can be proud of, a team that strongly supports our country's energy independence and keeps our supply chains running. Production operators start at over $25 an hour and maintenance technicians over $32 per hour. Sign-on bonuses, gain share, and attendance bonuses are also available. Full benefits including paid time off, holidays, 401k savings, and the opportunity for promotion. Straighten Energy. Apply online at Straighten.com, STRYTEN.com.
I did a site visit, and the space is absolutely incredible.
Este's Reiki Clinic is opening another studio across town.
But there's a lot to wrap up.
But staffing an entire office requires more than just deep breathing.
Receptionist and at least 4 new practitioners.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
WHB Kansas City.
Second and goal. He lofts it to the end zone, and it is caught by Kelsey for the touchdown. Right over Isaiah Simmons. 11 plays down the field.
That's how it started. It ended with 44 points. That's the play of the game, brought to you by Central Bank. For more, visit centralbank.net. Hang tight if you're on the phone, because Clyde Edwards-Helaire is at the podium right now, live from Arizona.
We have the best, one of the best O-lines to be on the NFL field. So the entire offense felt good about, and something that we have to continue to keep rolling on. And, as far as everything that was presented, we felt like we've seen it before. Being in camp, Coach Reid pushing everybody's buttons and really trying to figure out, how can I try to break this team? And, that was something that we all knew that he wanted to do. But getting over that hump throughout camp was one of the things, Coach Reid wanted to see, and that was a test to him. So being able to come out week one and showcase what we did was one of those things.
You've seen what they've done before. Do you feel like they saw something new and different from you guys today, and how what you guys presented?
It's week one, man. You never really know what anybody's going to run. You can watch things from the year before. You can watch, 2-3 years back, as far as if you just want to look at specific defensive coordinators and try to break down film that way. But the things that we wanted to do was find the tendencies that they liked doing last year, that they had success on, find those things, manipulate it, and then take advantage of it.
Do you feel like from a variety of new things you guys are trying to do too, and just in the sort of reset you've had since last season?
You can say some things new. You can say some things are just, wrinkles that we always had. We just knew how to add them. It's just one of those things that, Coach Reid the Wizard. The thing about our offense is you can say that we're trying to do one thing, but being able to have a quarterback and certain checks, that we know that we can come out of and do different things. I mean, I wouldn't say we were trying to do one thing. We can do whatever we feel like we can based upon the look that we see. And that's the thing, being able to have everybody on the same page, going through camp, really having those different scenarios where we were able to see those different things, and nothing shocked us, which was, something that's always preached. But, we preach it. Well, Coach Reid preaches it, and the only thing we can do is listen and execute.
So what is that feeling like? If you come out, you get the check, you're not surprised. Just walk us through that feeling before the ball is snapped.
All you can do is just smile in your helmet, and really try not to give it away, because it's funny that you say that. I was on the phone with one of my boys last night, and I'm like, man, when you see things slow down and you really understand, what's going on, and what the O-line is thinking, the Creed, the call Creed's gonna make, what Pat wants to do, what TK wants to do. Once you can figure those things out and those things slow down, I mean, it's a never-ending cycle of scoring that we feel, and we feel like we can go out and no matter the situation, no matter the front, the defense that we're seeing, we can find a way to figure it out. And if it all breaks down, then we know we have the playmakers to, find something and get out of the situation that we're in.
25-yard pass that you took in coming out of the outfield on backfield on the play. Does that reflect what you were just saying? Everybody be on the same page, or was that you guys ad-libbing a little bit?
I said a little bit of both. Like I said, man, it's we go ones on ones, which is good on good, and I see Chris Jones, Frank Clark, and Nick Bolton and Willie Gay all camp. So we know the speed, we see it all. But not only just seeing the speed, those guys are smart. So they're not only checking out the things that they see, they're checking in things that we feel like, that they can beat us on. So it's all a game of chess, which is the cool part, being able to manipulate the next person, and let's see how smart you can be. And then we go out there and execute. That's the best feeling.
Couple more guys. It seems like you guys didn't miss a beat from last year coming into this year. It seems like you guys have, something to prove.
Who wouldn't have something to prove after, going out the way we did? But not only that, it's going out the way we did, but it wasn't all the same guys that went out with us, the way we did. So being able to really have them feel that, but then, not even camp, like before OTAs, when Pat got everybody, to Texas, and that's when we really felt it, you guys, I mean, we was like 2 months after the season ended, and we were already rolling. And that's just a test of, not only 15, but the group of guys that Veach was able to kind of get together, and not only that, the offense. Everybody just knew what we wanted and what we wanted to do and what we wanted to get accomplished once week 1 came. And not only week 1, can we do that week 1 and through week 17 and then on, so on. So that's about it.
All right.
Appreciate y'all. That's about it.
All right.
Appreciate y'all.
It was Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who had an excellent game today. We haven't even talked about the running game, but really for his biggest impacts, it were actually through the air as well. Caught 2 touchdown passes down in the red zone, and 3 for 32 and 2 touchdowns. Not a bad stat line on your 3 targets in the running game. He looked great in the receiving game. Good on the ground as well. The entire running game looked really, really good on the ground if I was going to expand that out a little bit. Pacheco got a bunch of later work. He did not get a ton of work earlier on, but clearly I think that was very much on purpose. Hey, Isaiah, go out there and close this game out, get some pro work in, get used to seeing professional defenders. Clyde looked great, though, in his limited carries. It was limited carries for really everybody except for Pacheco, because your quarterback was averaging 9 yards per pass attempt, and he only had 9 completions. So that makes sense. But the running game looked really good today as well. So we will hear from Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes at some point also. Probably at least one more player. We'll see who that ends up being. One quick stat for you here. The Chiefs had 66 offensive plays today and 33 first downs. My apologies. Very few third downs. That's from Nate Tice on Twitter. Also, the summary on all of the injuries here. Trey Smith has an ankle. Trent McDuffie has a strained hamstring. Don't know yet on Justin Watson, just that it's a chest issue. They are now looking at Patrick Mahomes' wrist to figure out what's going on there. And nothing new on Harrison Butker's ankle at this point. That is a laundry list of injuries, of course, here on a very short week ahead of the Chargers, so we'll see where that ends up. But the good news is a few of those guys were, Mahomes and Butker continue to play through. Trey Smith seemed okay. Trent McDuffie, probably my biggest concern right now from that group. Let's take some calls in the meantime here, starting off with Sean. Sean, kick off our 2022 NFL season.
Yeah, what's up, fellas?
How you doing, Sean?
Yeah, just a little bit of reflections on the game. I don't even want to start with the offense first. I want to start with the defense.
Please.
I think the defense played very good tonight. So when I say they played good, I just want to say the attack, the speed on the ball. They were focused on where the ball was going, making tackles and everything. It looked like everybody was on point. I know Arizona didn't have their total offense, but the defense looked very good. It looked young, athletic, and fast, and that's a good thing. As far as the offense went, I think Patrick Mahomes was dominant. I know the media right now was talking about Josh Allen, but Patrick Mahomes definitely has the crown on his head. And the offense definitely looked good. Mahomes did his thing tonight. And as an overall, I give the Chiefs tonight a 95. They looked very good tonight. On the road, a young defense full of rookies. The rookies looked like they were veterans. And it was a good performance tonight.
Yeah. Absolutely, Sean. I appreciate the call. Appreciate you kicking us off here. I've got basically nothing to disagree with you on anywhere across the board. They looked fast. The young guys looked comfortable. The both sides of the ball have things to hang their hats on here. And yeah, I mean, Patrick Mahomes at this point, again, I don't like having to do the comparison because you by definition, you've got to say that somebody's not as good as somebody else. But however you want to slice it, Mahomes absolutely incredible today. Next up, we'll get to George. George, what's going on?
Best of the evening, sir.
Good to hear from you, George. What's on your mind?
Well, first of all, I'm going to go with Mr. Butker.
Yeah? Yeah, man. What a performance.
I've been a special team. Well, he's a gutsy player.
Sure.
There's the trite word to use, but it's very apropos. But my question really is on a decision. After the field goal, why even put him in for extra points?
I don't know. I was sort of surprised by that, but I think the shorter approach, they must have felt pretty good. All of the reports on the sidelines were that he was doing a lot of kicking into the net. So somewhere along the line, they decided more reps were good instead of just putting it on ice.
Unless there's a PT issue where, moving the leg is better than not moving the leg.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a question I'd really want an answer to, is not so much, what's his condition, but what was the decision to keep him in the game? That's what I was interested in.
I am confident that Dave Tobe will be asked about that this week. I think he actually might end up talking tomorrow since it's a short week, Monday or Tuesday.
The other thing is, and this is something even you haven't mentioned in your rather long monologue this evening.
Look, man, it's week 1.
No, I mean, I understand, maybe you need some of the CBD treatment to calm you down.
Definitely, no question.
But I don't envy Renee when you get home.
She'll most likely be asleep, and then I'll just sort of be awake for 2 more hours. That's sort of how it goes.
You've got a game to watch right now,
That's right.
sir.
That's right.
But
I'm here for your Cowboys. I'm here for you.
All right, but you haven't even touched on what everybody else at 810 has been talking about this entire week: the offensive line.
Yeah.
They were totally non-important in terms of being a concern. They did their job. They held their line. They held the blocks. Mahomes did not have a single blade of grass on him. Outstanding.
Yeah.
But again, the fact that nobody mentioned them is what we want.
Absolutely.
So I am very pleased to report that everybody's concerns in that area were unfounded.
Yes.
And the last thing for you, sir, is you're always good on nicknames, and nobody's gotten this one yet. With as many choices, as many weapons that he keeps pulling out of the woodwork, I think we need to start calling him John Wick Mahomes.
There is definitely, if Conrad McGorkin's within the sound of our voice right now, we might get a John Wick Patrick Mahomes Photoshop by the end of the show tonight, George.
Because he found a way to find somebody in the oddest, weirdest, those sidearm throws, he finds a gun somewhere.
You're right. He really does. George, always good to hear from you, my friend. Good luck tonight, all right?
Best of the new year, guys.
Thank you, George. And look, the offensive line is a good point. We're kind of just picking and choosing as we get through all of the things. But as we stand here talking about the O-line, it was a non-issue. I wasn't really concerned about it coming into the day. I don't know who was sort of most or least concerned about it around here. But Mahomes was on the move plenty. I bet the advanced stats will have some instances of him being disrupted. But a Patrick Mahomes disruption is a lot less disruptive than a Tom Brady, maybe Aaron Rodgers, maybe Dak Prescott. Maybe any quarterback who's not Patrick Mahomes, essentially, is going to handle pressure worse than he does. And I think if it's pressure that he's expecting or from places that he can work with, you don't even notice, which is another part of Mahomes' game that we could probably talk about for hours on end just in that realm alone. Next up, we have Travis. Travis, what's going on?
What's up, Brisco? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So, I'm with you. I don't really have any negatives. One of the things that I was anxious to see was, last year they went out. I think they had more touchdowns on their opening drive than any other team in the NFL. Mm-hmm. We talk about the first 10, 15 scripted plays. They went right down the field, scored, and I was like, okay, but they kept that same. They kept going. They didn't stall.
Yes.
Like we saw last year. We saw them on the first 2 drives look really good, and then for the second and third quarter they were just mediocre at best, and then they turned on when they had to. And this game, I felt like offensively was like a complete game from beginning to end. And the rookies too, offensively and defensively, I agree with the caller that mentioned it. They did not look like rookies.
Yep.
I know Christian Watson who's the defensive back?
Jalen Watson. Yeah, Jalen Watson he had one rough rub and one good one, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown's one of the faster guys in the NFL, so I'm sure that speed he probably hasn't seen in college.
Yep.
But overall, I thought this was a complete game. I'm a little concerned with Duffy.
Yeah, me too.
That kind of sucks because he was having a good game because we hadn't heard his name, so I'm assuming as defensive back, you're not getting called out. You're having a good game. But I don't know, man. Sky's the limit. I watched the Chargers game, too. They didn't look all that good. I mean, they looked okay. They didn't look like AFC West world beaters to me. So we'll see how it goes.
Travis, I appreciate it. I also agree with pretty much every breath of that one. So far, you guys are clearing the board. Because, rookies absolutely looked like they were perfectly comfortable in a very big spot. Absolutely, we don't talk about Chip McDuffie. We didn't talk about him in the preseason. We didn't talk about him before his injury today because he's not being targeted. That's just not really a pressing concern. So just a really tremendous effort across the board from the rookies. Beards, we have an update. It seems like we might end up going back out to Arizona for maybe another player. I don't know. It's a little different on the road than at home, so we're building the plane in the air a little bit.
I can see everybody still kind of waiting around in the media room there.
Okay.
By the way, if you're watching on the Sports Radio 810 WHB Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube, Twitch, you can see the streams that we're putting out there as well. We got an upgraded computer. We have good streaming quality now.
Yeah, that's new since last season. Yeah, you can see me in HD.
Watch Josh.
See what I really look like. You can see my pores, and shout out to Darren Smith out there in Arizona, sending back the video for us and all that, so you can you can watch it all in one place, anywhere you want to watch across all those streaming platforms that the Bears just mentioned. Well, let's not get out ahead of ourselves. Also, of course, we'll eventually get Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Here we also have that the X-rays came back clean on Mahomes' wrist. So whatever's going on, not red alert territory. We're doing okay. Also, from Next Gen Stats, Patrick Mahomes was blitzed on over half of his dropbacks, 54%, for the first time in his career. He threw 4 touchdown passes versus the blitz, tied for the most in a game in the Next Gen Stats era since 2016. What on earth were they thinking? How on earth did the Cardinals watch years of Patrick Mahomes and think, let's blitz him more than half of the reps? Incredible. If you're on hold right now, stay there. We'll get you very, very soon. But it sounds like Chris Jones is on his way to the podium. What was that, Beards? Beards just said, in talkback to me, he's just said, he's a big man. And here he is right now, live here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Chris Jones.
But overall, I think we got better as a group. Still got to build chemistry along the defense. A lot of new faces. So it's going to be challenging along the season. But overall, today, I grade us a C+.
Did you just one quick thing? Did look like you were pretty upset when they scored late? Like, was that? Did you feel like you guys got a little looser as the game ended? Was that what was bugging you?
No. I think like Spags. I think we was winning like 44-7. Then if we can go in with that score, keep it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm a competitor. So when they score, I kind of get a little antsy, agitated. All the above,
How about the pass rush part of it? How do you feel about how you guys did on that part?
Okay, we missed a lot of opportunities. I think we missed like 3 sacks, but we also got 3 sacks amongst the defensive line. So from that, he's a shifty guy, hard to bring down. He ducked under me on one of them, threw the ball on George on the other one. I ran Frank Clark. No pun intended. But we got to him. We affected him in multiple ways. Carlos said number 97. That's good for him. So, now it's about the Chargers.
Just kind of to the naked eye, it looked like you guys were quicker maybe than you've been. I'm not sure of that, but it looked like that. And the tackling generally looked, I thought, actually pretty sure. Did you feel like that too, or is that still giving a C+?
We still get C+. We put an emphasis on tackling. We usually start the year off with 12 to 16 missed tackles first game. Everybody's getting accustomed. But I think this year during training camp, emphasizing that and making sure that guys rally to the ball, most importantly, making sure we get out of stacks as a defensive line. Our linebackers are flying around. And once we all commit to that, the missed tackles goes down and it becomes a game tackle. So, with that, we got to be consistent with it and hone in on that.
Speaking of the linebackers, obviously Nick Bolton in the role of the green guy. How do you think he did this for the season over and getting you guys lined up and relaying the calls?
I think he did pretty good. We asked Nick to take a larger role this year. with Anthony Hitchens gone, he's our play caller, and he's been tremendous since training camp, lining us up, in the midst of all the bullets that's flying around, and hurry up a few situations. He actually called the play for us. The headphones went out. So I think Nick did a really, really good job today. Very proud of him.
Then I rate them a C+.
I said overall as a defense. We gave up 14 points, so there's always room for improvement.
Last one, Chris, sorry if you already answered this. We did, I'll catch it later. But you seem pretty upset after the last touchdown. We're trying to sort of set a tone.
Yeah, we got to set that tone, man. This is new defense, and it's about setting the standard. We hate for, those are garbage scores because the game is out of reach, and, that's the time where the D-line can kind of finally eat. You don't run any blitzes, you don't run any schemes, you drop the playbook. We rushing for, put the back end in like cover 3 quarter halves, and just let us see it. And I put it on the defensive line. We got to get there. We got to affect the quarterback. You make him, he hold it over 4 to 5 seconds, then you put the back end in a bad situation. So as a competitor, you start thinking that, and you get upset with the D-line. That's it. Y'all guys take care.
Jones live from Arizona right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. A couple interesting things there. The C+ grade for the defense. I get it, right? But, this game was over because they were up 30. We'll hear from the back end of the defense, see if Justin Reid is a little kinder to them. Here he is.
We might need to talk about putting some incentives in there at this point. No, but I really had a ton of fun out there. It really threw me back to, my high school days, just getting out there and go have fun.
You mentioned during the preseason that you were checking the box. In preseason, you had a game when you had that PAT, it didn't count.
Mm-hmm.
It did count, but it didn't count. Now this will count.
Yeah, this is on the record books. Huh?
Were you able to get your hands on the ball?
I didn't keep the ball. I wasn't worried about that. You know what I mean? I know I got the film. At this point, I always wanted to put it on tape just to be able to let people know, no, I really do. I really can kick. Well, it's up there now, and I'm sure everyone's seen it, so it's gonna be up there forever.
Everybody knew, I guess, during the preseason that you knew ahead of time you were going to get a kick during the preseason. Did they give you any type of heads up, or did you see what happened with Booker that they give you heads up like, hey, in case we score or whatever, we're going to need you to kick?
No, I just got thrown straight into the fire, to be honest with you. They let me know Booker hurt his ankle and that I was up. And, it's like, okay, let's ride. I knew I was ready for it. I always got never short of confidence. So I had a lot of fun with it.
And a lot of people know, you kicked the ball, I believe, out of the end zone through the uprights. Did you know that you had that type of power?
Yeah. I know that. Yeah. Shoot, man. I'll tell you, as impressive as, everyone likes to say that, safety kicking is, how about Harrison taking one step and kicking a 50-plus yard field goal? That was unbelievable. You know what I mean? And, I know a little bit about kicking. That was absolutely unbelievable for him to be able to step up through that, grind through the pain, take one step and, drive it home. Really, really impressive.
Should I take that as a no? You wouldn't have made it?
No, I would have made it too. I would have made it too. But honestly, they made the right decision sending Booker out there.
A couple of defensive questions. You pretty
Yeah.
happy with what you guys accomplished?
Absolutely. I think that we had a great game plan put together by Coach Spags to really corral number one. Don't let them get any balls behind us. Don't let them run around the field all day. Defensive line really did a great job keeping them contained. Secondary made sure that the big ball was taken away, and we just executed. So there's always room to get better. There's a couple plays out there where there's some mistakes that we're going to have to iron out and look to ourselves, hold ourselves accountable, and continue to get better and not just be comfortable with what we've done, but just be ready to move forward and continue to excel because we got another one coming at us very quickly.
You feel like Spags pulled back a little bit or at all on what he wanted to do in this game because of all the new players? Or do you feel like
No, we had the playbook open, and the game started off so quickly with the offense doing so well and us getting up on the lead early that it kind of allowed us to go into a different train of thought than what we had available. But we had the whole playbook available. We're not going to slow down for anything, and the expectations are high, and we're going to stand up to those.
What do you see from Juan today? You talk so much in the offseason about you guys being interchangeable, but he's part of that equation that's tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. We did our job. I wish he would have caught one of them. He had 2 chances, but I think that he did a great job on, finding the ball on that deep one where they had to sit route in the post, and also just coming up on the sideline and just playing fast, man, not thinking about it, just going. So he has that ability. I'm going to hold him to it. It's like next time you got to catch one of those at least. But the way that the defense is really coming together now is really fun to watch, and it's we're going to build upon it going forward.
Last one, this is your first game, regular season game with Patrick, quarterback. I wonder if you had many interactions with him and just what he's like as a competitor.
Yeah, the ultimate competitor, man. I mean, even on the practice days, it doesn't matter what it is. The guy's going to play to win. He's very special, man. The arm talent, the mindset, the mentality, the way he's able to just manage the game and then know when to make a splash play and make all the throws. I call it Mahomes magic, man. You just never know what's going to happen. He's going to get it done. So it's very fun too, as a defender, to know that you have a quarterback like that leading your offense.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Safety, and for real, I'm saying this non-sarcastically, backup kicker Justin Reid, who really came up for a big moment here today. Again, as pressers keep coming live here from Arizona, if you're on hold on. If you've been on for a while, Gary and JT will get to you as soon as pressers end, but Travis Kelce is live right now.
Putting their chin down and just going to work every single day, wanting to be great ever since, what was it? We started up in April or May, somewhere around there. Got a lot of, I know on the offensive side, had a lot of offensive guys down in Dallas working with Pat before we even started up in minicamp. When I saw that going down, I knew guys were going to work their tails off, and we were going to be just fine. So it's just, taking it day by day, game by game from this point on. You're all good.
A lot of people on the outside, at least, were kind of wondering what this might look like in the passing game without Tyreek. Were you wondering at all?
I would say when everything initially went down, yeah, there was a question. But it's like I just mentioned, once I saw how hard guys were working, their attention to details, how Pat keeps progressing as a quarterback. I mean, it's just right now we're in a good kind of routine that we just keep getting better, and you can feel that from the day we started, like I said, back in May to now.
Hey, Travis, speaking of progression, what do you see from Noah?
Man, it's a guy that just puts his heart on the line every single day, every single game. He was out there. I don't want to say he was limping around, but he was working from the first quarter to the fourth, playing all phases. Special teams, offense, and getting moved around. Asked to do a lot for a young player, and he just keeps rising to the occasion.
What's he bring to your offense?
Grit, the ability to be an inline blocker, to be a guy athletic enough to get on the perimeter. You saw him today make a couple plays for Pat when he was scrambling. He's just an all-around tight end, man. He's selfless.
Trav, you talked about the new guys on the offensive side of the ball. Seems like you guys are back to having fun, like you've been playing together for a while.
Come on now, baby. That never stops. Yeah. You know what I mean? That never stops. That comes with being under Coach Reid and him letting us, letting our personality show. He says it all the time, right? And that's the best part of playing for him. You know that you're going to have a good time doing it. He's going to hold you accountable for when you have to go to work and when we need it the most. And there's a lot of attention to detail with that. But at the same time, man, you just go out there and you fly around and have a good time, man. You saw it today.
Last three were Rob, Adam, and Nate. Travis Patrick earlier told us that he always feels like he has something to prove. You feel that way as well?
Every single day. It doesn't matter, whether it was my first day on the job or, a day like today. I feel like I always have something to prove. I feel like I always have to take my game to the next level. It's just the mentality I've always had to just keep getting better at my craft, man.
Travis, you talked a minute ago about Pat progressing year to year. Are there things you're seeing from him now that maybe you haven't seen from him before?
No, it's just more consistent. It's just more consistent. And not to say that, he was any less of a quarterback than he is today, but everybody's always trying to work to get better. And if you're not doing that in your profession, you might need to take a look in the mirror. It's just the hard work mentality that he has, and that he's always trying to make not only this team better, but keep taking steps personally.
Last one, Nate. Travis, you've been through all of these opening games, but I just wonder from your vantage point, seeing Sky, Juju, Marquez, Justin, what their reactions were to the success today, whether it was during the game or in the locker room afterwards, just what it was like seeing them see you guys perform the way you did together.
All smiles, man. Everybody was out there flying around. I think Juju might have been the only one that at one point didn't have a smile on his face because of the fumble, but then immediately made a play for us, and we're right back in action. And stuff like that's going to happen throughout the year. Everybody throughout this game and through life is going to have the ups and downs, man. It's how you handle it, and he handled it like a champ, like a pro. And the biggest thing was making sure those smiles didn't get too crazy. We got a game on Thursday that we know is going to be one of the toughest opponents that we play all year. and we're gonna have to gear up and get fired up for a short week, man. Thank you.
There's Travis Kelce, who, as Beards told me just then during the break, I had to look over the box, not during the break, but during the end there. Beards just said he had 121. And I had to pivot over and look at the box score, because I'm not following the stats through the course of the game, right? I'm just trying to keep the flow of my notes all going and make sure I know what's happening, keep all my stuff in front of me. I don't really look at the box score till afterwards. 8 receptions, 121, 15 yards average, and then the touchdown, obviously. 9 targets on those 8 catches, 121 yards, and a touchdown. A quiet $121 from Travis Kelce. Just tremendous. All right, down the line, we will hear from Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. But first, got to hear from Gary and JT before we take our next brief timeout. Gary, appreciate your holding, sir. Good to hear from you. What's going on?
Glad to be back. Glad you're back on the air.
Thank you, sir.
Watching the game today, that's probably one of the best displays of offense out of the Chiefs I've seen. They didn't try to hit the home run at all today. Everything was just taking what the defense was giving you. They were efficient, working the ball down the field. They were balancing in with the run game. It was nice. And I think that number 15's on a mission this year because everybody kind of dismissing him, talking about Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and Aaron Rodgers. I think he's, to quote Mitch Holthus, he's going to go scorched earth on the league this year, and it wouldn't surprise me if he won an MVP. I think it's a great sign for this team moving forward with the offense. Defensively, I'm going to withhold judgment until we get a little further into the season because that was an Arizona offense that wasn't complete today. And as long as Spagnuolo's the coordinator, I'll always have my reservations. We'll get a better gauge Thursday night in the next few weeks going forward of where this defense is at. But I tell you what, the defensive line, I thought they played a pretty darn good game today. I think Chris Jones played a good game today. He was in the backfield. He was causing havoc, batting pass down. And watching George Karlaftis, that guy's the Energizer Bunny out there. That guy's just – he is the Energizer Bunny. He is – let's just say – how about we just call him the relentless one because he's relentless in everything he does. But I'm all ready for Thursday night. Let's go to 2-0 at home and just keep this train rolling. I'll hang up and listen. Great show, Josh.
Gary, I appreciate you, man. I got really close. I thought I was going to be able to say a sentence of, Gary, I agree with every syllable of what you just said. And I'm Team Spags. I think I might have been biased by the wonderful press conferences that I love so much. So, you know what? You can have your reservations, though. Even that's perfectly fine. I have no critiques with any of that. I like Furious George because, that's who I am, but he's absolutely relentless. I agree the defensive line played a great game. The one thing that Chris Jones mentioned, said he'd give that defense a C+. He said he put it on the D-line, that they weren't more impactful. I'm happy to hear that from Chris Jones. That's not what I think, though. If he wants to be self-critical and feels the pressure to be the elite of the elite, because, he's already elite as an interior defensive lineman who can wreak havoc. But I'm sure he wanted it to get a couple of those sacks that he got very, very close to. But, man, I agree 100%. He was affecting the quarterback consistently. George Karlaftis was affecting things. I will say I didn't see a ton of Frank Clark popping off the screen, but I did see Kyler Murray spend a ton of that game deeply uncomfortable in the pocket. So on some level, it's a team effort across the board, and I'm happy to give them that credit. Next up, let's go to JT. JT, appreciate you waiting on hold. Always good to hear from you. And the phone's stuck. Oh, we're good. JT, hit me. What you got?
Hey, Josh, just wanted to call in because I wanted to say Tyreek was right. This needs to be said. It was a long day for Patrick out there, a long day throwing 5 touchdown passes. Y'all need to keep that in mind. And
That's true.
Last, I'd like to say that it looks like Keenan Allen's injured and the Chargers are going to charge her again.
Yep.
So I hope I got that in under 13 seconds.
Thank you, JT. By the time I got the actual button clicked, it was at 26, but I think it took me a good 10 to get it settled in. So we're going to say at least shot clock rules. You got the ball in the air in less than 13. I also love when JT hangs up and you can hear the hang up sound before I actually get to hit the button. A great punctuation on a real good segment of radio, if I do say so myself. But we're all just having fun here because the Chiefs went out there and put up 44 points against a team that is like a professional football team, whose defense, by the way, is supposed to be better than that. I know they didn't have J.J. Watt. The offense certainly was missing some pieces. You go up 37-7, and the game is essentially over. I'm going to give credit to everybody involved there. KU, Here's some KU football talk on your Chiefs postgame. Ready? KU went out in game 1, handled business against a team they were supposed to handle business against. What happened week 2? Thrilling victory over a much better program. If the Chiefs just handled business against a weak version of the Cardinals, so be it. I think it was worth more than that. I do not think this was a D2 program by any means. I think the Cardinals are a good football team. I think I like Kyler Murray. The Cardinals are usually good at the beginning of the season. They usually come out hot. And the Chiefs made them look like a D2 team. That's the story here tonight. We'll take a break. A lot more show to get. We also have Derrick of Chiefs Digest will join us at some point. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid will be around the corner, and we'll try to clear out the phone boards before we end up in all of the remainder of the press conferences. So much more to talk about, so much more to get to right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
You're listening to exclusive post-game coverage on Kansas City's home for the NFL. Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Brought to you by Casey's Own CBD American Shaman. Come on into your local shaman store for a free sample of stress-sacking CBD. Everything is better with the feather.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One with a preview of Sunday Night Football as Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Dallas to take on Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. Brady put his retirement on hold for a run at another title, but Dallas believes they can make a run of their own. Join Ryan Rackey and Mike Golick for the call. The Bucs at the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
Right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
The NFL season is here. Kickoff with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Join today to get started with $150 in free bets when you place your first $5 bet. Just sign up at FanDuel with code WIN to get in on the action. Then you can turn game day into payday, play your way, and bet on more than just the final score. You can even combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with a same-game parlay. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
21 plus in select states. Must be present in states where betting is legal. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Arizona 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. Connecticut 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Indiana 1-877-770-STOP. Louisiana, New York 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789. West Virginia. Wyoming 1-800-522-4700 or visit www.1800gambler.net.
Do you follow Sports Radio 810 on social media? This is your reminder to give us a follow and hit that subscribe button on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at Sports Radio 810. Follow along for breaking news as it happens, live coverage of press conferences, analysis and reporting from top local and national experts, fan videos, and on-the-ground coverage of your favorite local teams, as well as the best sporting events and athletes in the country. Turn on your notifications so that you never miss a beat, and follow the leader at Sports Radio 810.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They are draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PAID for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code PAID. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PAID for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PAID.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
In the pursuit of our passions, there's no finish line. For those who chase new adventures, bigger goals, unforgettable moments, once-in-a-lifetime trophies, Bushnell innovates the widest range of products for you. Because just like you, we are built for the pursuit.
Frank Bowl here for my friends at CBD American Shaman. You've heard me talk about my experience with CBD products. If you struggle with pain, anxiety, sleep, or lack of energy, visit your local CBD American Shaman about the benefits of high-quality hemp oil. And if Kansas City scores big, you score big discounts. Kansas City puts up 30, it's 30% off. 50% off your order of $100 or more the day after the game. Only at CBD American Shaman. Life is better with a feather.
Are you suffering from hair loss, bald spots, receding hairlines? There's a new solution for men and women that uses regenerative medicine to stimulate hair follicles and give you thicker, fuller hair with no surgery. This remarkable treatment is now available here from the regenerative specialists at QC Kinetics. That's right, the same protocols that help relieve joint pain can be used to give new life to dormant hair follicles. QC Kinetics medical professionals can use growth factors from your own body, concentrated and applied to your scalp, restoring hair follicles, preventing further loss, and increasing hair growth. Imagine thicker, fuller hair with no expensive surgery and no downtime. So if you're losing your hair due to aging, pattern baldness, or a medical condition, call now to learn more about exciting natural biologic treatments, regenerative medicine that can stimulate those dormant hair follicles. Get your hair growing naturally again. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Hartman is in the backfield. Edwards-Helaire front, just in front of him. Here's a little shovel pass for the touchdown. It's Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Another brilliant design play by Reid, Bieniemy and company. Fourth and two. Open, wide open for the touchdown. His second of the game. Edwards-Helaire.
Two excellent touchdowns from Clyde Edwards-Helaire through the air. Clyde Edwards-Helaire? It'd be better if it was a written joke. What couldn't be any better, though, is the product you'll get from Andy's Frozen Custard, because that is the sweet play of the game, brought to you by Andy's Frozen Custard. Stop by Andy's and grab a Key Lime Concrete or a James Brownie Funky Jackhammer after the game or anytime. And don't forget Andy's Anywhere, Anytime for your freezer or next tailgate. Go check out Andy's Frozen Custard. It'll make you feel just about as good as the Chiefs offense putting up 44 points in Week 1. We'll get Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes shortly coming down the line. But first, I want to take a few more calls for everybody who's been on the line for a little bit as the show has rolled on. I'm Joshua Brisco, by the way. Hello. Good to be back here in the big chair for another season of Chiefs football. Piers McFly on the other side of the glass, and Blake Schneiders is running around and keeping things afloat in the background all around the building right now. So appreciate Beards and Blake for keeping it moving here today. Again, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Matt Derrick coming up around the corner as well. But first, we go to, where are we at right now? We go to Josh. Hey, Josh, it's Josh. What's going on, Josh?
Hey, Josh, thanks for taking my call. Love the show.
Thank you.
It was such a breath of fresh air to see this offense not skip a beat. And I know it sounds crazy. So I collect sports cards, right? And everyone's chasing Trey Lance, T-Mac, Trevor Lawrence, all these guys, right? Yet Mahomes is the only one that's accomplished anything of meaning. And so many people were throwing shade at Mahomes, even in the card hobby, saying, well, Mahomes is only good because of Tyreek Hill. I know this sounds ridiculous. I think their offense got even better without him. And that's not to throw shade on Hill. I absolutely love what he has done, what he meant to KC. But for Mahomes to spread the ball around, before everyone knew our run game wasn't that solid, so we basically thrown the ball to Kelsey or Hill, right? Now they have no idea where it's going to. He looks calm. He looks collected. It was like that calm assassin, right?
Yeah.
He's smiling while at the same time he's killing you. And like I said, our defense is faster. I'm stoked. I really think Mahomes is going to do something crazy special this year. I'm like I said, I'm just so excited. I couldn't believe what I was watching. We didn't skip a beat, Josh. We did not skip a beat. We got better. How do you, as a defensive, all the rest of the teams, how do you plan for the Chiefs? Like before, I could see how you could focus on a couple players.
Yeah.
Now everything's open.
Yeah,
it's insane. And I'm so excited. Thanks for taking my call, man.
Josh, I appreciate it. I agree with all of that because here's the part of it that I had to have my eyes open to maybe a little bit, and maybe today I'm beginning to buy it. This is I'm trying to be very, very honest about the places where I have been just a tiny bit hesitant or wasn't quite optimistic enough because I don't want to seem like a homer. I don't want to seem like I'm giving the Chiefs credit for things that we haven't seen by the time they get to the field week one, right? I really try to be objective and reasonable and make sure I'm not missing things because I really want to believe that something incredible is going to happen. But the idea of could Patrick Mahomes get better without Tyreek Hill? I mean, I think he's going to keep getting better as a quarterback kind of regardless, right? Until your physical peak and then you see the Tom Brady effect or the Aaron Rodgers effect and you kind of figure out how you age, whatever. But for a decade, I think you can expect quarterbacks to improve as they go. But the offense altogether feels differently, but maybe equally unguardable. If that is true, I'm not completely there. But if that is true, I don't know who in the NFL world is equipped to stop that. And when the defense is only going to get better from here, I don't know who is going to have the firepower to outscore that. Good stuff, Josh. Thanks, Josh. Next up, we got Dan. Dan, what's up, man?
Hey, Joshua, how you doing? Boy, what a great dominant performance that was by the offense. Kelsey, 121 yards, and even though Smith-Schuster fumbled the ball, how about the defense stopping them on Kyle Murray on 4th and 2? Tony Romo said he missed that one throw that he didn't see, and then incomplete, and then 4th and 2 just got the touchdown. I'll tell you something. I like what I'm seeing. The defense is only going to get better. Let's bring on Herbert. Take care of yourself, Joshua. Take care.
Dan, I appreciate it. And if you're still on hold, hang out. Oh, no, we lost Dan. All right, sorry, Dan. We've got a new feature here this week for this season that I'm really excited about, and I'm going to find a good place to pass that along. And you know what? Butch also always brings the heat on a weekly basis. Butch, hit me with what you got, my friend.
Gentlemen, how about those Chiefs?
How about them, Butch?
We're back at it. Listen, there's no need to try to normalize what we're seeing here. I feel like I start every season for the past 4 years talking about how much of a privilege it is to watch this offense do what it does. Guys, had Patrick Mahomes finished the game, he would have had over 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, no picks. What? This is video game stuff. And we're watching it in real life come to fruition. I was wondering, sitting on the edge of my seat, thinking to myself, man, we may need to give it a week, maybe even 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks before we see the offense do what it's supposed to do without Tyreek Hill. Right out the dang on gate. Flames, gasoline, kerosene on every defense that they're going to play in these first 3 or 4 weeks. And we know it has to be the case. What else can teams do? Guys are catching the ball wide open. Good receivers are catching the ball in space. In any league where that happens, where people are worth their salt, you're going to see good numbers. And it's happening in the NFL. I can't believe it almost, but I can believe it because we've seen it for years now. Man, I don't give a dang what anybody says. The Knicks and the Bruisers are going to hurt, right? Because we're going to a short week. All right, so the guys who are hurt, they are nicked up. Patrick Mahomes nicked up. You saw the bandage on his left wrist. That looks tough. I think that's the same wrist he had surgery on or had an injury with right before he got drafted. That's okay. That's okay because both teams are going to be a little bit nicked up and they're going to feel bad going into Thursday. What I am looking for is for signs of the Kansas City Chiefs being complacent. I'm not seeing it yet. They have young, viable talent, guys who haven't won rings yet. They're hungry. Guys, they want it. I just want to see how far this can go. I want one more with Travis Kelce. Go get yours, Travis.
Mm.
Savor the flavor.
Savor the flavor, Butch. And don't hang up. You stay right there, Butch. Don't you hang up. because you're out. He just hung up. Butch, call back, Butch, because you're going to savor the flavor right now. You couldn't have given me a better segue. Butch always brings the energy, and we got a new feature this year that I want to spread the love on. Thanks to our friends at Green Grass Cattle Company. Butch is our caller of the game this week, and I got to tell you about Green Grass real quick. I know we got one more call I want to get to. We'll take a break. We'll have Reid and Mahomes. But Green Grass Cattle Company is in Weston, Missouri. You can visit their store in Weston off 45 Highway. It's less than a mile from their ranch. Or you can order online at greengrasscattleco.com, and they will deliver right to your door. I had a chance to talk. Well, it was going to be like 10 or 15 minutes before we were kind of getting all this stuff set up with the folks from Green Grass Cattle Company, and Tim was in the studio here, or was at the station here, and I was going to kind of swing by and try to get a little bit of a feel for what they do. And I had heard that I might be getting, I don't want to brag, but maybe I might be getting a little bit of a package of free meat. Hello? And so I had a chance to talk to Tim a little bit. We ended up sitting in the conference room and talking for like an hour about how their entire company functions, the love and care they put into everything they do, the connection to agriculture that people have like almost fully lost from their lives. They raise their premium Black Angus cattle there in Weston. They end up using only the top 2 to 5% of beef. That's prime beef. Of all beef grown in the U.S., 2 to 5% grades out as prime, and Green Grass Cattle Company is just using that absolute best of the best. And you can find this out for yourself. I'm really excited to get out there and actually like see how the entire process works. But if you go look at like Green Grass Cattle Co. on their socials or anything, you will see the care that they put in to raising their cattle, raising their calves. The idea of bottle feeding by hand these wonderful calves that grow up and are living the best possible quality of life you could find for a cow is just honestly like kind of touching. The love they have for every aspect of the process is tremendous. It is local. It is better quality than you're going to get anywhere else. And I left tremendously impressed by Tim. They're owned by Gary and his wife, and then their son Tim. Gary's a 5th generation cattle producer and farmer, and it's all in the family. They really care about what they're doing. And yes, I probably should have led with this, or at least gotten this in sooner. But every single thing I've had from Green Grass so far has been delicious, like outrageous. You might say, okay, I one of the first things I made was the hot dogs. How good could a hot dog be? Well, it depends on if you've been eating hot dogs from Green Grass. The brats, the ground beef. I have a huge tomahawk steak in my freezer right now that I'm still trying to figure out the best possible way to actually cook and serve, because Beards has invited me over to use his grill, and I'm not sure I'm ready to pay the beef tax, Beards. I don't know if I'm willing to share. I was immediately made a huge fan of everything they're doing over there at Green Grass. And so what we'll do is every week we'll get a caller or a commenter of the day, and we'll connect you to Green Grass, and they'll send you something delicious. And it's going to be an absolutely tremendous win for all of us. So check them out again. greengrasscattleco.com. That's co.com, and you can check out everything that they've got to offer. You're going to be impressed. If you're not by just simply the product you can get, the process also, both of them will win you over in a heartbeat. Really happy to have Green Grass on board with us this year. One more call here before we need to take a quick timeout, and we'll come back with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and Jake is the one closing it down for us. Jake, appreciate you waiting, sir. What's going on?
Hey, Brisco. Good to talk to you, man.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for listening and for calling in.
Well, I wish I could have been the Green Grass Cattle Co. winner, but that's all right.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Be a regular, and I think we're going to have plenty of meat to spread around. You heard me.
Hey, man, I'm a butcher here in Atchison, Kansas anyway, so it's all good.
There we go. All right.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna do like a shot clock thing here.
Do you want a shot clock? We can give you a 24 second. Okay.
All
right.
Don't put me on because it's gonna freak me out.
Okay. All right. That's good. You're self-aware. I appreciate that. Hit me.
Anyway, so hey, I'm really happy that you got on with Jason.
Thank you.
The show's freaking awesome. I love AES, so I love listening to you guys. Beards is okay. I mean, he is what it is. But
I understand. I'll take it.
Beards was fist pumping because you said so many nice things about the zone, and then you said that he just dropped his arms. I wish you could have seen it. It was the saddest, most wonderful thing I've ever seen.
All right, Beards, I love you, man. Don't worry about it. All right, anyway, I'm gonna do this real quick.
Okay,
all
hit
right,
me. Yeah.
So, So I hit on six different bets today with the Chiefs, thanks to all the new Kansas bets that we have. I did a 5-pick parlay, won $70 on that.
Let's go.
I did I used a $100 wager on Mahomes over 300 yards passing and Kelsey touchdown, which was plus 450.
Oh!
So that paid 450 out. Let's go, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Let's do a Jody Fortson any score.
You and me both, my friend. You and me both.
Yes, sir. And I cashed out at 175 on that. And then I hit another 5-leg parlay, Chiefs plus or minus 9.5, over 300 yards, passing 3+ touchdowns, over 30 total points, and the Travis Kelce touchdown, which paid out plus 625, which put me at 156.25 for like a total of almost $900. So let's go, Chiefs.
Let's go. Good work today, Jake. You got great taste in radio and great taste in parlays, my friend. Incredible stuff. Thank you very much for calling in to brag.
If anybody didn't get into that, then you're crazy. I don't understand it.
Jake, I appreciate it. I hope your calls are always this optimistic.
Hey, right on, guys. I appreciate you guys' show. I love it.
Thank you, Jake. I appreciate you. I am afraid that in week 5, or Chiefs are going to have lost. I don't even know who they play week 5 right now, but I'm afraid that Jake's going to call in week 5 and be like, "Hey, I put listen, I just those $900 from week 1 have lessened." But look, man, the Chiefs are out here making money today. I cannot imagine there are very many bets that you could have reasonably made on the Chiefs today that would not have paid out, so good work.
Week 5, Monday Night Football versus the Raiders.
That won't be it. They'll make you money there, too. I'll
Week
save
6 versus the Bills.
I'll save my my adoration for Jody Fortson because I'll tell you what, we are going to have that highlight coming very, very soon. So we'll talk with great joy and adoration about Jody Fortson, not just because I had faith for a Jody Fortson anytime touchdown at plus 800. That's not why. I don't think most people want to hear about my fantasy team or my bets or whatever. But whenever it's about Jody Fortson, I'm going to talk about it. Hey, this show is brought to you by CBD American Shaman. Free CBD samples every day, and your team's score is your percent off. So today, if you didn't catch it, that means 44 points from the Chiefs. That's 44% off all day tomorrow on orders of $100 or more at CBD American Shaman, because life is better with the feather.
You're listening to exclusive post-game coverage on Kansas City's home for the NFL, Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Brought to you by Casey's own CBD American Shaman. Come on into your local shaman store for a free sample of stress-sacking CBD. Everything is better with the feather.
Ryan Radke here from Sunday Night Football on Westwood One. We get the season started in Dallas with a great matchup as Dak Prescott and the Cowboys play host to Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Join Mike Golick and me for all the action on air or on the free live stream sponsored by AutoZone. Which team with high expectations will get the early season win? Find out on Sunday Night Football.
Right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations, so you get the product you're looking for. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Improve fuel mileage with Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner at O'Reilly Auto Parts. A clean fuel system can increase your vehicle's performance and gas mileage. Get Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner starting at $9.99 and earn 10 times O Rewards points on your purchase. Get the most out of every gallon. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop O'ReillyAuto.com today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Guys, as the male body ages, testosterone levels steadily decline, and your body's become increasingly unable to produce healthy levels of the primary male hormone testosterone. At Regain Functional Medicine, we can help you regain your quality of life with testosterone replacement therapy. TRT improves brain function, sleep cycles, heart health, performance, and overall body composition so you can feel better, function better, move better, and look better. Visit us today at ifeelmuchbetter.com. Regain Functional Medicine with locations in Lawrence and Leawood. Regain is better.
Get ready for Monday Night Football with the Casey Legends Show, hosted by Bill Moss live from Barstool Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino. Bill's special guest this week is Hall of Honor member and Super Bowl champion Neil Smith. Bill and Neil will break down Kansas City and Arizona and get you ready for Russell Wilson and the Broncos taking on the Seahawks. There's no better place than Barstool Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino to place your bets, featuring 16 betting kiosks, 5 betting windows, and 45 HD TVs. Come check it out with the Casey Legends Show Monday at 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Hey, Kansas City. Good Sense here. You know, size really does matter when it comes to our sensational subs. The competition just can't stack up to our giant 16-inch whole sandwiches. Starting with our baked fresh daily pillowy soft bread, loaded with your choice of sliced to order meats and cheeses, and the freshest veggies in town. Why would you settle for second string when you can eat like a starter every day?
The penny, the nickel, the dime, the quarter, the penny.
Receding hairlines, bald spots, thinning hair, many try medications, foams, special shampoos, or supplements. But the best method for restoring your hair is simple: transferring your own hair follicles to the places you need them. I'm Dr. Jeff Markey with Ascentus Plastic Surgery. We perform hair transplants with cutting-edge ARTIST robotics to get the single best result for each patient with the least amount of downtime. Contact Ascentus Hair Restoration or visit kansascityhairtransplant.com for a free consultation. Surgical precision with hair restoration performed by plastic surgeons only at Ascentus Hair Restoration.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you looking for a career change? Let Sports Radio 810 help you with your search. Many local companies are hiring right now, and there's never been a better time to check those opportunities out. Go to 810WHB.com and click on the Community tab and search Job Connections. Great companies in our community need you right now. Companies like Red Door Grill, Amini's, and Easton Roofing. So check it out at 810WHB.com. 810 Job Connections, connecting you with your next career.
Win bigger jackpots this September at 7th Street Casino. Play every Thursday for a chance to take home your share of over $60,000 in lucky loot during Harvest Moon Madness. 7th Street Casino, Kansas City's only 24/7 all-slot casino. You could be a big winner. Located in Kansas City's historic downtown district. Win bigger at 7th Street Casino, Kansas City's only 24/7 all-slot casino. 7th Street Casino in the heart of downtown KCK.
Hear exclusive Chiefs coverage every week from the best in the business. Only on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Trent Green, Adam Schefter, Tim Grunhard, Adam Teicher, Matt Derrick, Adam Kaplan, Chef Shadia, Nick Leckie, Gary Barnett, Bill Moss, Mark Bowraker, Stan Weber, Sam McDowell, Seth Kaiser, Blair Kirchhoff, Kevin Harlan, Field Yates, Jesse Newell, Cynthia Freeland, and Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Hey there, Kansas City. Stephen St. John here, and let me tell you, my favorite place during these long, hot summers in Kansas City isn't the pool or the park. It's at Andy's Frozen Custard. They've got this award-winning frozen custard that they make fresh every hour. Hands down, it's the best way to cool off. Definitely the most delicious way. And if you're looking to take your summer up a notch, you got to grab their famous key lime pie concrete. I'm serious, Kansas City. What are you waiting for? Get to Andy's.
WHB, Kansas City.
Hand it off, yes.
Pacheco never goes down. Touchdown. What promise?
What promise indeed from Isaiah Pacheco. What excellence from the running back room altogether. Heck of a day for the Kansas City Chiefs as they put up 44 points. It's not quite a double nickel. We don't really have a good unit of fours. 44 points. That's what it is. pretty 40-40 and good. Jody 40 Fortson. There it is. Hey, found one. 44-21 is the final. My name is Joshua Brisco here with you for another season of Chiefs football. Bears McFly on the other side of the glass. Blake Schneiders running around and getting all the audio brought to the menu as necessary here to keep everything moving. We will continue to do that right now as we go over to hear from Andy Reid. That will begin in a little bit. First, to let you know, this show, as always, is brought to you by CBD American Shaman. Free CBD samples every day. Plus, you can get 44% off your orders of more than $100 tomorrow, $100 or more, because that's the discount. Incredible deal from our friends at CBD American Shaman. Appreciate them very much. So many things that we can kind of shuffle through here. Again, we have the injury latest. We have all of the updates of what this team was able to bring. Again, from the running game, I think I mentioned it a little bit at the very top of the show. You heard it in the Pacheco touchdown there. He got a lot of late work, which I think is about getting late work to a rookie 7th-round pick who the hype train is nearly at full speed, but he hasn't gotten a lot of pro-level opportunities. So this is a perfect example of when to get him into the flow of the offense. He looked very, very good. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, particularly as a pass catcher, was living in space and doing good things in it. And then Jerick McKinnon also was able to be pretty effective every time he touched the football. I will say this is how I phrased it earlier in a tweet, so I'll try to stay consistent and spread around the praise equally. If you want to focus on Clyde or Pacheco or McKinnon, Ronald Jones was a healthy scratch today. Can't have everybody active. If you want to focus on any of those guys in particular and say, wow, what a game by each or any of those running backs, totally fair. But also, you have to include that the entirety of the running game machine looked great today. And also, that could even extend to like the screen game, the design running back catches. The offensive line was creating space, and schematically, they were creating space. When I say Clyde lived in space today, it's very hard for running back to create their own space. The best thing you can ask them to do is maximize on it, capitalize on it when it arrives, and then maybe beat one guy. That's generally speaking, I think, what you can reasonably ask for from a running back. There's the preseason game where Ronald Jones had like somebody hitting him when he was taking the handoff. That wasn't his fault. Well, today, schematically and in the execution, two key phases of that whole process there were spectacular at putting running backs in positions to succeed. So I want to give them the first big dollop of credit and give another equally big dollop of credit to each and every one of those running backs who were put in position to succeed and then did. Doesn't always happen that way. Today it was excellent. Let's get to Andy Reid now as the head coach of the Chiefs. Address the media, and of course, we need to start with the opening injuries and all of that because that is a massive concern to where they're at. But first, I need to let you know that's brought to you by Robert Brogdon Buick GMC and Robert Brogdon's Olathe Kia.
Andy Reid is presented by Robert Brogdon Buick GMC and Robert Brogdon's Olathe Kia. Visit BrogdonAutomotive.com.
Here's the opening statement from Andy Reid and specifically the updates on a lot of players who suffered injuries today, just 4 days away from game number 2.
Okay. As far as the injuries go, Trey Smith hurt his ankle, and we'll just see how he does here overnight. McDuffie strained his hamstring. We'll see how he does. And then Justin Watson hurt his chest, so we've got to see what that is. And then Pat landed on his wrist, and we're doing all the work on that coming up here. So we'll see how he does. He did that early and finished. Bucker, his ankle, he hurt that, but again, he came in and kicked the field goals. Justin Reid, what a job he did there. So I'm happy for our football team. The guys played hard and aggressive. They didn't let up, which was important. We were able to get everybody some play time, some of the young guys some play time. I thought defensively we played fast and had a big fourth down that really you could say was a decider in there. I mean, it just spiked things up a little bit, and then Bucker came in with a nice long field goal. So, and then offensively, the question there was the receivers working with Pat and which we all wanted to see that full speed and so we got a chance to see that. I thought they worked well. Pat had a tremendous game. What was he, 30 for 39? That's an incredible night, which means that the offensive, defensive line, the lines on both sides also played well. So normally when the skill guys play well, those guys play well. So I make sure I compliment them. Kels again had the 8 catches for 121 yards. But listen, I mean, there's so many different things that you can mention. We were 2 for 10 on the defensive side for them being able to convert third down. So that's a pretty good night there when the other team's shooting 20%, right? So anyways, with that, time yours.
I mean, first, the third down stats, shooting 20% is a funny way to put it, because that is absolutely tremendous. The final tallies here, which is obviously going to include some garbage time for both teams, but the Chiefs were 5 of 8 on third downs, meaning they only faced 8 of them, and then the Cardinals were 3 of 12. Again, that's including the entirety of the game. Depending on when you cut that off, I'm guessing it would get even more impressive. All the injuries you heard the updates on. There was something earlier that a caller mentioned that I remember thinking, I want to talk about that, and then by the end of the call I had forgotten because sometimes my brain works like an ant. And then Jack Noland on Twitch, where you can watch the show on the 810 Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Any of those places you can watch the show, see me, look at my my hat, look at my Charlie Hustle shirt, look at my beautiful face. Sometimes you can even see beards. Beards, wave to the Twitch chat. But what Jack and the previous caller mentioned was along the lines of Arizona was threatening to get 2 scores without KC getting the ball, and they firmed up and held up twice. Into the first half, into the second half, and the Cardinals were getting the ball. That is defensively huge. Great point. Appreciate it, Jack. Also, from one of the callers earlier, sorry, I can't remember who it was. I was going to write it down, and then I forgot. But the offense didn't slow down. It never sputtered. They didn't get up to a 2-score lead and then have it get back down to a 3-point game. And then they score another touchdown and it's a 10-point game and then it's 3 again. When I said earlier, it kind of turned into like the first game of a college season sort of matchup. That's really hard to do that consistently. And the Chiefs were able to do it expertly. So good points to everybody who thought to focus on that before I did, because I think it is a huge part of how all of this came together. Also a big part of how all this came together, the new guys playing big roles for the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's Andy Reid on winning and doing so with the new guys.
Did you feel pretty good about that? What you saw in Kansas? I did. I just wanted to see it full speed, so I wanted to see the young guys on the defensive side and how they did when things were going fast, and then on the offensive side, see how the receivers and it was good to get Jody back in there too. So getting Jody in the mix along with Noah, we had quite a few 3 tight end sets and 2 tight end sets. So the tight ends got some good work today.
A lot of tight end work early on, which I was excited about because I love this tight end group. Jody Fortson, Noah Gray, and of course Travis Kelce. They're doing that without Blake Bell, by the way, which I was surprised to see them do as much 3 tight end stuff as they did, because I thought Blake Bell's blocking ability might end up playing a totally integral role in that. They were able to do it without him, which is pretty impressive. You also heard him give a shout-out to one of the new guys who had to kick, being Justin Reid. Here's what Andy Reid had to say about his safety having to take care of kickoff duty for the remainder of the game and even split a pair of extra points.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's got a big leg. I know that. And those kickoffs were something, that he had the 1 extra point, and then I believe he missed the second one, but we just appreciate him being able to do that, and I thought he did a heck of a job.
He absolutely did. I wouldn't have minded seeing him get a shot at the field goal, but then Harrison Butker came out and just one step. I keep saying that he hit it with a sledgehammer, because I imagine that's what I would have to do if I was trying to hit a football that far. Like, I'll just stand here and swing the sledgehammer like a golf club and see if the ball moves. Butker was excellent. Reid was excellent. A really fun, not sarcastic here, an incredible day of kicking for the Chiefs. Like, just thrilling day of kicking. And if Justin Reid needs to handle kickoff duties on Thursday, but maybe they think that Butker could do field goals, I'm not sure they would have to go higher. Why did I make him? Why is he on a job application site? Have to go sign another kicker to step in and do that. I think they might just let Reid do kickoffs and let Butker kick field goals if depending on how Butker's ankle, of course, responds over the next few days. Not a lot of time, though. It's a quick turnaround, which also has been sort of the theme of a lot of this offseason. How much time do you have to get ready? For the rookies, it wasn't very much, but Andy Reid talked about the rookies and the playing time they all got today.
Yeah, listen, just to pick one out, I mean, I thought they all really contributed and did a nice job. I mean, we've got George in the mix there, too. So, I mean, you got a bunch of guys that had an opportunity to play tonight. And Sky was another one that worked in there. So, listen, I thought they all contributed, which is important, and did a nice job.
They got a lot of important reps from a huge portion of that draft class. That is rare, that is difficult, and it's really difficult for it to look as good as it did today. Also, I mean, no surprise, I suppose, that Patrick Mahomes looked good today because he looks good to start every year. But what does Andy Reid think about the consistency that Mahomes has apparently every single week one?
Listen, I don't know. To me, he's pretty good all the time. I mean, we're lucky to have him. City of Kansas City's lucky to have him. The National Football League's lucky to have him because he's a good person and a good football player. So, but no, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to answer your question other than I think he does pretty good all the time.
Fair enough, I guess. I feel pretty good about that. That's some of what I said at the beginning of the show. So maybe Andy Reid and I are on the same page. You know what? Some of it's going to be inexplicable. You just better well enjoy it. I wonder if there's not something about having a little more time to prepare for one opponent. If Patrick Mahomes might not be, I don't know, starting on the Cardinals a little earlier than the team is actually starting on the Cardinals game plan wise, or just he's healthy. I don't know. That might be it. He might just not have been banged up. And then, of course, he did get banged up and then was still a fire-breathing dragon. So I don't. Explaining Patrick Mahomes is difficult. Watching Patrick Mahomes is easy. Also here from Andy Reid, you heard towards the end of the game the chop was broken out in the stadium there in Glendale. So Andy Reid talked a little bit about the fan attendance and also getting substitutions in and out of the game.
Yeah, that's a good question, Nate. Yeah, that's a real good question because one of the things I was concerned about was just the substitutions, just literally the substitutions and mixing and matching all the personnel groups, and that could be a nightmare that first game. But I thought the guys did that well. If somebody was tired, they knew how to shuffle around and get themselves into position. I thought it was a job well done there. Yeah. I also should say something about our fans. Our fans were incredible today. I mean, they were loud. Started with the national anthem and kept it right down to the end.
Yeah, it was a wall-to-wall. It seemed like there was a lot of different shades of red there in that stadium, but the Chiefs made it loud. The Chiefs fans, I should say. And then in terms of the substitutions, they're just getting these young guys who haven't done it before in a live NFL game for 4 quarters. There's certainly a challenge to that they seemed to pretty much nail. Last thing here from Andy Reid, the running back room that I talked about right as this segment was beginning. What did Andy Reid think about his trio of runners tonight?
Yeah, I thought all 3 guys did a heck of a job. I was talking to them towards the end of the game there, and they were cheering on the young kid, Pacheco. So, but the other 2 did a real nice job, and we used all of them. They handled that well.
All right, thank you.
All right, good. Yep, safe travel.
There you go, Andy Reid. Safe travels to you as well as you make it back from Arizona to Kansas City. We will pivot over to Patrick Mahomes here in just a minute so you can hear from the quarterback whom we've talked so much about so far. And the Patrick Mahomes press conference is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity Internet. Stay connected with Wi-Fi coverage that delivers the speed, reliability, and coverage you need. Can your internet do that? If you're not a Chiefs fan, your quarterback probably couldn't do what he has done so far in his NFL career, continuing, of course, tonight. Here's Patrick Mahomes on the game that he just played.
Yeah, I think guys were just ready to go. They're excited to get out there and show what we had. We've kind of the whole offseason, everybody's asked us the questions of what this offense, what this team's going to look like. And we've always believed that we were going to go out there and put on a show, and I thought guys did that. And so to go out there and win a game against a really good football team and to win decisively, it's a good start.
It was a good start and maybe room to grow, I suppose. We'll all find out. But ultimately, everything looked very, very comfortable wire to wire with that offense from Patrick Mahomes to his array of weapons. And they all certainly meshed together, and he seemed to agree.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very comfortable with them. You saw the guys stepped up and made plays, tough contested catches like Juju, Marquez did a great job with that. And then obviously the tight ends played well and the running backs played well. The only one I was missing was McCole. I owed McCole 2 touchdowns. So it was I was glad I got him with the one at the end there. But, I mean, he was getting open, and he's had a good camp getting open on those routes. I just have to connect on those if we want to continue to get better.
It was a couple of moments where, oh, boy, it seemed like that was really close between Mahomes and Hardman. And on some level, that's been kind of the story of their connection over the years. If they can get some of those finite, half-second misses on the right page, they're going to be very difficult to stop. The hand/wrist/thumb was certainly a major concern right out of the gate when Mahomes suffered that injury and then came back with that left hand being pretty well taped up. Obviously, continued to play excellent football. But what exactly was going on there?
Yeah, I fell on it on that first touchdown. Kind of just threw my hand back and fell on it, but I just got looked at and everything looked good. So hopefully it's not something that lingers around, something that we can kind of get cleared up here quickly. I mean, it's sore now for sure, but definitely we went and looked at it and got all the X-rays and stuff like that. Everything looked good, so we're happy with that. And now, I mean, it's a short week, so you have to be ready to go. But as the season goes on, you're going to have those bruises and stuff like that. You have to be able to play through them.
X-rays sound like they're all clear. Wonder if they'll do an MRI, see what's going on tendon-wise. I'm sure it'll probably swell and they'll have to figure out what comes next in terms of managing that going forward. But certainly didn't stop him from throwing 5 touchdowns today. So I think you can feel all right about all that. I certainly would. I certainly do. Glad it's his left hand and not his right hand. That might have been a very different, much more frustrating story. He was also asked about the general importance of Week 1. He'll also talk about why he starts the way that he does. But here's his perspective on what Week 1 really means and how much it matters.
Week 1, I think, is important for everybody, but especially with us new guys. You want to set a tempo. You want to set the kind of the culture of how we do things. And, I mean, in training camp, and we run a tough training camp, and guys grinded through that. But when it gets to the game, you kind of see who everybody is. And I think you saw as guys stepped up and made plays whenever their number got called. And like I said, it's going to come from everywhere. It's not going to be one guy. I haven't looked at the stats or anything like that, but I know a lot of different guys made plays in the game.
I've looked at some of the stats now, and he's right. It was a team effort in the truest sense. It's kind of funny. After all the Tyreek Hill talk, you still get 121 quiet yards from Travis Kelce. That's not really true, but it's unsurprising. You get an unsurprising 121 yards from Travis Kelce because he just does that. Ridiculous. And also, it really does seem like Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be the go-to guy from the wide receiver group. That's what I expected coming into this game. But I remember saying on the Zone on Friday, I like Juju to lead the team in receiving yards amongst the wide receivers, that is. But I would love to get some Marquez Valdez-Scantling odds if I could have. 4 catches for 44 yards, and I think the MVS meshing will only continue as the season goes on. Just a nice group of receivers that Patrick Mahomes, I think, is going to make an excellent group of receivers because the right quarterback can do that. Why does Patrick Mahomes start off so hot every year, though? Andy Reid didn't have an answer. Does Mahomes?
Yeah, I think first off, I think it's Coach Reid getting more weeks to game plan. I mean, that's always a good thing for me because he's getting guys kind of running wide open. But then I think it's how we do training camp. I think Coach Reid does a great training camp. It's hard. I mean, I'm not gonna. It's hard for everybody. But I think it prepares you to be ready week 1. And then you go out there and you just execute. Coach Reid has a great game plan in. You have guys flying around that are ready to go. Ready to play a game and not be at practice against each other. And we've done a great job of just executing in week 1. Now it's carried on to week 2.
Andy Reid says it's because of Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes says it's because of Andy Reid. They're probably both a little right, if I had to guess. I would say that their humility isn't completely false, and they're both probably a little right about each other in that regard. Another place where Patrick Mahomes has been an absolutely unstoppable machine is against the blitz. He was blitzed more than half of his snaps, his dropbacks today. First time that's happened to Patrick Mahomes in his NFL career. The Cardinals did it for some godforsaken reason, and he was excellent. Here's Patrick Mahomes and his success against the blitz.
Yeah, I think especially when you get the guys that we have, I think guys are smart. They kind of break off their routes. I mean, if you see sometimes we have guys kind of all in the same areas because everybody sees the blitz and is trying to get there faster. So it's we have a lot of smart guys in this offense that know how to get themselves open quickly versus the blitz. And they're able to recognize his coverages. So whenever you have smart guys that are athletic as well, it makes it hard for the defense to kind of account for.
Yeah, true, I guess. But I mean, also, it's just an absolutely ridiculous thing to even attempt this. I don't know what delusion would lead you to believe that you are the team to blitz Patrick Mahomes successfully.
Well, it hasn't worked for anybody else, but
might
maybe it will for us.
I mean,
narrator, it didn't.
We gotta. All right, there's your Photoshop for the week. I don't know which one of us needs to do that, Beards. We can take the.
You mean which one of us is going to tweet at Conrad and we're going to get him to do it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a short week for that injury. It's a short week for a banged-up Chiefs team. It's also a short week, though, for the Chargers. It's a quick turnaround on Thursday night. It'll be an incredible matchup and the home opener. Here's what Patrick Mahomes had to say about that Thursday night football showdown.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be ready to go. I mean, it's going to be the home opener at Arrowhead, so it's always important to win that one against the Chargers, who are going to be someone that's going to be in the playoff picture and someone that's going to be battling for the AFC West championship. So last year we let them come in, I think, week 2 and beat us at home. So we have to learn from that and find a way to claw out a win and beat a really good football team.
It'll be a great game. They are a good team. I really, like I've said a million times, I don't really want to do the Mahomes versus Herbert for the future of the AFC West. I really love watching Josh Allen and Justin Herbert play football. I love it. If Patrick Mahomes didn't exist, they'd be my 2 favorite quarterbacks to watch. Patrick Mahomes does exist, and he plays here, so I'm a little biased, but also my bias is right on this front, which is that Patrick Mahomes is a fire-breathing dragon. And Herbert is going to bring an incredible extra dynamic to this game coming up on Thursday. I'm genuinely really looking forward to it just as a fan of incredible quarterbacks. But also, you got to try to stop him. And Patrick Mahomes had a great defensive effort opposite him today. And he talked after the game about the importance of great defense.
Yeah, they set the tempo. I think that's the biggest thing. Whenever you kind of go out there in that first drive and score, and then they get a quick stop, and then you score again, it puts a lot of pressure on the other team. When you're up 14-0, and I know they went down and scored that second drive, but we were able to get some more points on the board, and the defense kind of get those stops. And when you play good complementary football, the defenses, I can't account for what we're going to do. They don't know if we're going to run or pass because our defense is playing well. And I thought we did a great job of everything. I mean, all 3 phases, even my boy Jay Reid got an extra point kicked in. So, I mean, we had all three phases played well.
They really did. And, of course, as he mentioned there, played well in all 3 phases despite having a big loss in one of them. And still, absolute dominance all around the board. But do they still have something to prove? Patrick Mahomes addresses that here, along with talking a little bit about Juju Smith-Schuster's fumble, the team's lone turnover on the day.
Yeah, Coach Bieniemy emphasized that all training camp, and that's kind of where we kind of got stuck last year at the beginning of the season, was those turnovers whenever we were driving, and that's what happened there. But guys kept their head up. Everybody went straight to Juju. I mean, he had a big game, and someone's gonna be an important player for us. And the way he plays, he's going to be tough. He's going to be going for those extra yards. He's going to run through there. Just keep the 2 hands on it and keep breaking those arm tackles when they're swinging arms in there. And I think that'll end up being more positive for us of him running through tackles than fumbles.
We saw you count to 4 and maybe have a little friendly jawing out there. Do you still feel like you have something to prove?
Yeah, I mean, I always feel like I have something to prove. I mean, I'm just this guy from Texas Tech, man, that they said they couldn't play in the NFL. So I always had that mindset of going out there and proving that we're the Kansas City Chiefs and that we still have a chance to go out there and win the AFC Championship and then win the AFC West and win the Super Bowl.
Be fine with me if they wanted to do that, Hey, no, you can't. I wonder if that'll help. I don't believe it, obviously. But maybe we can, add some.
You just ruined it.
I ruined it?
You ruined it.
Why did I ruin it?
He was listening. You said, no, they can't do it. Mahomes was inspired, and then you said, I actually don't believe that. And then it ruined it. Now they're not even making the wild card game.
Well, what do you think the Chiefs are going to do in the play?
I think they're going to suck.
We're back. And Beards means it. Your Justin Herbert jersey looks great, though, dude. Very flattering color. Brings out the blue in your eyes. And also all of the playoff wins. Never mind. Now I did the thing where I made fun. I don't like being that guy. I was that guy. The offense, as we talked about, seemed very multiple today. Like there's a real versatility to this group. And here's what Patrick Mahomes had to say about that point in particular.
100%. I mean, with the amount of tight ends, running backs, and receivers that we have, it's going to be everything. I mean, it's going to be a lot of guys catching passes. It's going to be running the football. It's going to be throwing the football. It's going to be short game. It's going to be the deep passes. And so I think that makes us a hard offense to stop. And then when the defense plays like they played today, we're going to win a lot of football games.
They are, and I'm excited for it, so we'll keep it moving. Because I want to get to Matt Derrick very soon here as well. Next up, I want to hear Mahomes talking about the coaching staff, and obviously he already gave Andy Reid some credit, mentioned Eric Bieniemy, earlier on as well. I'm sure he has a lot of love to give to this staff.
The coaches do a great job, man. They do a great job of scouting, getting the scouting report in, kind of showing us the looks, and then getting us like ready to go. I mean, we know when the blitzes are coming. We know where the hots are. We know on certain plays who we're thinking we're throwing to, and it's always good when you're a quarterback. You know who you're going to throw to before the play even starts because you have that game plan in. So that's all the coaches. I mean, obviously Coach Reid and Coach Bieniemy and all of them, but I mean from Coach Girardi, Connor, Danny, all the coaches that are in that room, Joe Blameyer, they do a great job of kind of putting us in the position to go out there and succeed.
Yeah, and it seems like, again, he mentioned having more time to prepare. What that brings to the table, it just seems like that's a pretty well-oiled machine that also has some pretty solid consistency now. Matt Nagy coming back and Mike Kafka going to New York is the one major change this time. So they brought back somebody that everyone in the building already knew in Matt Nagy. Pretty good. What about the offseason altogether, though, Patrick? What about the impact of that unit and all the overhauling you saw from the pass catchers, the offseason as a whole? How did that help bring this Chiefs team to where it is right now?
Yeah, I mean, you want to go out there, kind of like I was saying earlier, and show the culture of how we play, and that all that hard work and all that stuff that we put in OTAs and Texas and then in training camp in St. Joe's, that it was going to pay off. And until you go out there and do that, I mean, guys are just kind of blindly believing. And I think now they see it. They're like, hey, like we go out there and we practice like this. We prepare like this. We can go out there and win a lot of football games. And I think that's going to help us get better as the season goes on.
One more here from Patrick Mahomes. Final thoughts on the Chiefs' 44-21 victory over the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very good game. I mean, it was something that we're going to obviously try to learn and get better from. But we have a brand new football team. We have some guys that have been here for a while, but we have a lot of young guys that are stepping up and making plays. And to see them play like they did today against a good football team, it's exciting because I know we're just going to get better as the season goes on.
That concludes the Patrick Mahomes press conference, concludes all of the audio we've gotten from Arizona. It also concludes our locker room report brought to you by Twin Peaks.
The Chiefs Locker Room Report is brought to you by Twin Peaks. No one does football like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, they have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu, second to none. And don't forget about their 29-degree man-sized drafts at Twin Peaks.
Appreciate Twin Peaks being back on the Locker Room Report again this year. Also appreciate our friend Matt Derrick of Chiefs Digest for being back on the show again this year. We'll talk to him just on the other side of the break. This is the Sports Radio 810 WHB postgame show. I am Joshua Brisco. He, on the other side of the glass, is Beers McFly. All brought to you by CBD American Shaman. Free CBD samples every day.
You're listening to exclusive post-game coverage on Kansas City's home for the NFL. Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Remember to play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. More play, more Powerball. Now on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays.
Score big with Xfinity Internet. It's made to do anything, so you can do anything. Supercharge your home with the game-changing speed of supersonic Wi-Fi. With 3 times more bandwidth, it covers the field and then some, and blocks billions of threats with advanced security that helps keep you protected at home and on the go. If you're keeping score, that's internet that does it all. That's unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas.
Man, I'm losing it. Inches, that is. New pants, new shirts, a whole new wardrobe, thanks to Shaman's Leewood Total Wellness. Losing all this weight is a life changer. It costs nothing to make a call or stop by their office for a consultation at 11709 Row in Leewood. If you like what you hear and you mention 810, you get $100 off the startup fee. Shaman's Leewood Total Wellness. Lose the weight and feel great. Remember, life is better with the feather.
Summer's over, but that joint pain is still there. Time to do something. Hey, this is Stephen St. John, and I want you to call QC Kinetics now. You put it off long enough. It's time to get real lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees and back and shoulders and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Regenerative medicine uses highly concentrated healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. And QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough natural approach to eliminating joint pain. Lots of people in KC have done this, and they're living life to the fullest, pain-free. Don't assume the old ways of dealing with joint pain are the only ways. Call QC Kinetics today. Stop putting it off. Call now for a free consultation. Located on 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics.
Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway has Kansas City's only sports book. Bet on your favorite Kansas City sports teams while playing the newest slot machines, doubling down on the hottest table games, or indulging in amazing food options. Barstool Sportsbook and Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway. The best bet before, after, and now on every game. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
The Whole Person connects people with disabilities to the resources they need to live independently and enjoy the many opportunities this great city provides. We're focused on creating a fully accessible community where opportunities and choices are not limited by disability. The Whole Person delivers programs and services that enhance the confidence of people with disabilities by providing the skills needed to live, learn, and work in the Kansas City Metro. The Whole Person serves both Missouri and Kansas. Learn more by visiting thewholeperson.org.
Are you looking for a career change? Let Sports Radio 810 help you with your search. Many local companies are hiring right now, and there's never been a better time to check those opportunities out. Go to 810WHB.com and click on the Community tab and search Job Connections. Great companies in our community need you right now. Companies like Whataburger, Bickhammer Electric, and Johnson County Community Corrections. So check it out at 810WHB.com. 810 Job Connections, connecting you with your next career.
For 11 years, Breaking the Norm has presented the best and most uplifting stories in sports, entertainment, and business, and we wouldn't be here without our amazing partners and you, our faithful listeners. Your stories of life change, loving others, and inspiration keep us dedicated to making a difference in the world, one story at a time. Tune in Tuesdays at 4 p.m. on ESPN Kansas City 94.5 FM and Saturday mornings at 7 on Sports Radio 810 WHB for something good, something positive, and something real on Breaking the Norm.
Join the best in banking when you open your account with Central Bank. We're rooted in legendary customer service and have the tools to make banking easy. Our award-winning mobile app has more than 30,000 reviews and a 4.9 star rating. Experience it for yourself and see why our customers love it. We can't wait to show you how awesome it is to bank with us. Get started by visiting centralbank.net/betterbanking. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Westwood One is your exclusive radio home for Monday Night Football. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan. Join me and Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner every Monday night to listen to all the thrilling NFL action. Tom Brady, Cooper Kupp, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Donald, Derrick Henry, T.J. Watt, Josh Allen, and more. The league's top players are on display on Monday nights right here.
Coverage of the Broncos and Seahawks begins at 7 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Tired of living with chronic joint pain from arthritis or injury? Stop with the steroids and pain meds and don't have surgery until you check out regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics.
These therapies can help the body have long-term relief of your pain.
Meet Dr. Justin Garzone, Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
We use your body's own healing properties, highly concentrate them, and then use that to restore and repair the damaged tissues in your joints.
This is a cutting-edge natural solution from local medical professionals.
We have a team of medical assistants, physician assistants, nurse practitioners, and physicians that are trained specifically just to do regenerative medicine.
And Dr. Garzone speaks from personal experience. Before joining the QC Kinetics team, he was an actual patient.
I am now pain-free.
You too can get lasting relief from joint pain. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Oh boy, let's see what kind of trickery here. Tap it, grab it, boom. Back of the end zone and coming back to get it. It's caught by Forston for the touchdown.
All right, first of all, look, Jim Nantz didn't have his best day ever. But Forston? I didn't realize it was Forston on the call until hearing it that time through. The reason I didn't hear it the first time live, I'm realizing right now, is because I was screaming. Because, Beards, you have to validate me on this one. You have to vouch for me. Because this happened. They were down at the goal line. I saw the formation, and I said something along the lines of, this is the Fortson touchdown. This has to be the Fortson touchdown. The ball was snapped. I was just yelling, Fortson, Fortson. The play continued. And then it was Forston who actually got the touchdown. So I was very close to being right. Beers, can you please validate my one moment of prophecy?
It did happen.
Yes! Validation! Watching Jody Fortson score touchdowns is one of my absolute favorite things. Very, very close on that list. Really on the same tier is everything that's being done by the wonderful folks over at Greengrass Cattle Co. Greengrass Cattle Company is located in Weston, Missouri. Their store in Weston, you can visit them there in Weston, Missouri, off 45 Highway, less than a mile from their ranch. You can order online at greengrasscattleco.com as well. They'll deliver right to your door. I raved about them for a long time earlier in the show, so I'll give you the short version here so I can get to Matt Derrick. They raise premium, local, quality Black Angus cattle. Of all the beef grown in the U.S., only 2 to 5% grades out as prime, and Greengrass Cattle Company is proud to say they are in that category. I was so happy to talk to Tim from Greengrass for like an hour whenever he came by the studio. He dropped off some meat. What I have been able to cook, I have cooked and enjoyed immensely. And I only say of what I've cooked because I have a giant tomahawk steak in my freezer that I somewhat embarrassingly have not yet figured out exactly how I want to attack, because I frankly just don't. I don't have a grill at the house. I never got one when we were renting, and then we bought the house, and I haven't made that investment yet. Now we're like at the end of grilling season. So if only I had somewhere I could go, maybe I could.
Yeah, if only.
Use someone else's grill to make this beautiful piece of meat. Beards, is there any time that you'll? You know what? I will come over to your house and I will grill it at your house. Is there any time that you and your wife will be gone, and then I can just sort of like just go around the back, you know?
No, I'm actually starting to work from home from here now.
Oh, really?
Just in case.
That's going to be really challenging. If you want to check out Greengrass, please do. I'm telling you, man, I had such a good time talking to Tim about every part of that process. They put so much care into I've never talked to anybody or heard even secondhand any process that has as much care in the cattle raising process as they do at Greengrass. I was blown away. Really impressed by all of them. So go check them out again at greengrasscattleco.com. Speaking of just being absolutely blown away by tremendous quality, Matt Derrick of Chiefs Digest is with us right now. You can, of course, read his work at chiefsdigest.com. Follow him on Twitter at Matt Derrick, and you can hear him all across the station at pretty much all hours. But if I'm cross-promoing for the Zone now, you can hear Matt with us the day after Chiefs-Chargers, and also on the postgame show after Chiefs-Chargers this week. Matt, we're going to talk a lot on Thursday and Friday.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun to me. I'm still mesmerized over the tomahawk steak because I can vouch for some of the photos and videos that you've shared with me over the years. There is nothing in your home that is worthy of having a tomahawk steak on it. So,
man, if we we don't have a ton of time. I want to get to people to the majority of the second half of Sunday Night Football. We got stuff we haven't even gotten to yet. If we spend the next 10 minutes talking about the status of my air fryer, I'm going to get self-conscious. I'm going to want to defend myself, and it's going to be 10 minutes.
I'm not going to do that to you. But, you need to hook up with maybe Mitch Schwartz will have you over to the house, and he can smoke up that tomahawk for you or something.
I tell you what, I would trust him to do it. And I know how to cook a piece of meat, and I know what I'm looking for, right? That is not my hang up. Right now, my hang up is purely, as you have pointed out, hardware, you know? And I would trust Mitch Schwartz to handle that. Beard's just waved me off. Do you want me to are we going over to your house? Are you ready to will you bring your grill to my house?
No. What I was going to say was just we know ourselves. It'll be Friday and Friday when we talk to Matt because it'll be Thursday Night Football. And it'll
be Friday and Friday.
It'll be Friday and Friday.
Oh, boy. Okay, yeah, good point. Well,
Beards is on these things.
Yeah, I'm suddenly, for the first time, thinking about the primetime postgame to midday turnaround. It's going to be a challenge, I think, this year. But I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the challenge. I'm looking forward to the challenge of doing post-game into the wee hours of Friday morning and then coming back and doing the show Friday morning as well. But let's talk about this game first. It's too early to look ahead to the Chargers. But, boy, after talking about this game for a few hours, and it felt like it ended at around halftime, I guess drifting off to the future we can't be terribly blamed for. What are you taking away? What's the headline from Chiefs-Cardinals tonight?
Everything's okay in Kansas City?
Yeah,
I mean,
and then some.
You've been talking about this for the last 2.5 hours. Have you found anything wrong with this game yet?
No, the injuries. I'm a little nervous about all the injuries.
Yeah, injuries. Injuries are it. I mean, that's the only thing that if you're a Chiefs fan, you're coming out with any type of hangover or concern whatsoever. Injuries are it. Otherwise, I mean, forget the offense. I mean, the offense was – you certainly had questions and concerns. Everybody had them. Apparently, Andy Reid even had some concerns about what he was going to see at full speed. But there's nothing to worry about. But to me, I mean, the defense was, I think, almost even bigger. Just look at the numbers through the first three quarters, because the fourth quarter almost doesn't matter.
Yeah,
the game was 37-7 at that point. Last year, the third quarter was a bit of a problem for the Chiefs at times. They let some games get away from them, and this year, this game, they absolutely hammered Arizona that third quarter. I mean, 14-0, but more than that, I mean, I think they averaged more than 11 yards a play offensively in the third quarter. They held Arizona under 4 yards a play. That was just an absolutely dominating 15 minutes of football. And last year, like we said, I mean, that could have been suddenly a 2-score game that's a 1-score game, and it's a lot closer than it needs to be. And today, it was blown out, and there was just no coming back from that.
And that's something that we didn't mention until later in the show than it probably should have been. But the idea that, hey, there was not the third quarter sputter. There was not the, hey, it's a 10-point lead, now it's a 7-point lead. Or it was 14, and now it's a 1-score game, and now it's tied up. And then the Chiefs kind of build out their own little bit of padding again. This was a foot on the gas, wire-to-wire effort. Were you surprised by any of that on any level? Because I feel like I've been really high on the Chiefs entering this game, very confident that both sides of the ball would perform well. But I wasn't prepared for 44 points or for 37-7 and then never looking back. I mean, I wasn't terribly surprised because I suspected that this – I mean, my prediction was 38-24. So I'm going to pat myself on the back for that. Pretty darn good.
It's close enough. I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
Even though I think this game could have been 58-14 if the Chiefs really wanted to. But, no, I mean, you know, I didn't have a lot of concerns about the offense. I mean, I feel like this offense is going to be different. That doesn't necessarily mean worse than a year ago. But I felt like that what we had seen, and certainly in the small sample size of those 3 preseason drives, I mean, you know, you felt like this offense was going to go out there and move the ball efficiently. And that's the one thing that, I mean, the 2 words I keep using to describe this offense that they want to be is brutally efficient. And that's what they were all day today. And certainly the first-team offense was in the preseason. Sure, they're going to take some shots. You saw them. I mean, Patrick Mahomes took a couple of shots in the cold that just missed. They're going to do that. But I think we saw today a Patrick Mahomes that I'm not sure we've seen before. I mean, we've seen him be efficient. We've seen him be accurate. We've seen all of these things before. But just to do it the way that he did it, I mean, as far as, you know, yeah, he spread the ball around. But, you know, I mean, once again, he had, 12 straight completions, which he's never done before. That's something new for Patrick Mahomes. To me, I mean, this was a absolutely flawless performance. And I mean, even down to the point that he didn't take any sacks.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and it wasn't like he was – I mean, he only had, I think, 3 scrambles the entire game, too. So, yeah, he took some shots that you wish that he didn't take, and maybe that's on the offensive line. Maybe he's holding the ball a little bit. I don't know. But, you know, there wasn't any of the, you know, Patrick Mahomes scrambling or getting some sacks, anything like that today. I mean, he was finding open guys and hitting them.
Well, and so here's we talked about that some earlier. Also, the idea of no sacks and like general perfection, but you're right that there weren't a lot of like scramble escape sort of situations. But it felt like he was just kind of drifting around, not in any sort of negative connotation, just kind of drifting to where there was a little more space to work, kind of floating left and throwing right because who cares? He's Patrick Mahomes; he can do whatever he wants. And I don't mean sprinting left and then launching a cannon the opposite side of the field. Just moving around in a way that maybe is reflective. Tell me if I'm wrong, please. I won't resent you if you do. But maybe that's a little bit indicative of even more comfort and chemistry with the offensive line, with them kind of knowing where he won't mind going, or him being very comfortable to move around a little bit. But just it never felt disruptive. There was never disruptive pressure at any point.
No, I mean there wasn't. I mean, like we said, there were some hits that he took because you know what, when you stand in the pocket like he did, you're going to take them from time to time. I mean, that's kind of the price of being the quarterback. But nothing that was debilitating or nothing that would have made you say, "Man, the offensive line's just not holding up." Nothing of that nature. Now, the one caveat I have with all of this, and as far as replicating the success of this game, is that Arizona's defensive coordinator Vance Joseph went against the grain of everything that you do against Patrick Mahomes, which, the current book on Patrick Mahomes is you don't blitz and you drop everybody. And he certainly didn't hold to that today. They went back to blitzing, and that did not work. So, I mean, now you're almost, if you're the Chiefs, you are now just even further convinced that the rest of the season that no one's going to blitz Patrick Mahomes, and you are just going to see 2 deep coverages all the way. Because I think, once again, the league has seen when you blitz this guy, he eats it up.
Mm-hmm.
So, wait, what will the Chargers now do down on Thursday? What will you see down the road? I think you'd have to be absolutely blind and crazy to blitz Patrick Mahomes anytime soon.
And so with that being said, now I don't know if you caught any of this, Matt, but last year there was some of that whole kind of too high stuff, and it ended up being a little bit of a topic of conversation. Some could argue it became maybe too much of a topic of conversation. But with the sort of new look offense, I don't ever want to do the thing where I insinuate that Tyreek Hill was not a good short and intermediate receiver, because he was tremendous at that, just as he was tremendous at the deep stuff. But the depth of the wide receiver room, I wonder if that is going to help answer that question, where I have continued to be really hesitant to do this offense is going to be better without Tyreek Hill thing, because it's really hard to lose a Hall of Fame talent and improve. But at least in that aspect, am I buying too much of the hype? Am I drinking too much of the Kool-Aid? Or do you feel like the Chiefs are going to have an answer for a more coverage-heavy defensive philosophy whenever that comes around? Probably Thursday.
I don't think you're too crazy with it, and here's why. I mean, part of it is that, I mean, if you're just talking about it from the short and intermediate game, I'm going to argue that Tyreek Hill is one of the best in the league. I mean, he's probably even underrated about how good of a receiver he's developed into that part of his game. But he was it.
Yes,
I mean,
right.
We saw it, that especially when things went bad. I mean, for the Chiefs offense, there was only 2 guys on the field. It was Kelsey and Hill. And as good as and I'll even grant it to him. I'll tell you that Tyreek Hill is a better short and intermediate receiver than anybody that the Chiefs have right now. But their 2, 3, 4, and 5 options are all better than they've been in the past.
Yep.
And that's going to, I think, make a difference. And certainly I think you saw it today. Hey, Andy Reid's been working on some things, working on some play designs designed to kind of attack some of these zone defenses that the Chiefs are going to get a lot of looks at. I mean, there's things that he can do with levels and kind of running guys around a little bit that I think are going to be some counters to what the Chiefs are going to see with some of these zones. So let's see what happens, because this was not a good test to me for, whether the Chiefs are going to be able to beat the Mahomes buster defenses that are out there, because this wasn't it. The Arizona did something different today, and we know the Chiefs can beat this defense, and now we know that they can beat it without Tyreek Hill. Question's going to be, when they are facing these, 4 rushers and 7 guys dropping back and 2 deep, what's it going to look like? And I think the Chiefs have some answers for that, but we didn't find out that against Arizona.
Good point. Well, then why don't you, we'll let you go. Why don't you tell us first what the plan is for Chiefs Digest, what people can check out coming up soon, and I don't know, maybe even leading into to Thursday Night Football, since I won't talk to you again. Well, what can we expect on ChiefsDigest.com either later tonight or coming around the rest of this week?
Yeah, we'll be looking into why Patrick Mahomes thinks that he's as good as he is in Week 1 in September, because there's no doubt, I mean, he's the best Week 1 quarterback in the history of the NFL. I don't think that can be argued at this point, and I don't care what the regression to the mean happens in the future. We're going to stick with that. And later this week, I've got working on a piece about the special teams, because I think that's kind of an underlooked item with this team right now. Dave Tobes had to completely rebuild that special teams unit, and they had a really good day on Sunday. And if for no other reason, then you didn't see a lot of mistakes. And I'm not talking about, Justin Reid here. I'm talking about all the rookies that they've got on coverage teams. You saw some pretty good play from special teams groups today. So I think that's something to watch going forward.
I love it. I love that we're talking to you on a weekly basis back on this show. I love that we have football back on our screens. And I love that I get to, let you go resume the rest of your evening, and we will talk again very soon. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it as always.
Just love talking to you guys, too. Take care, everybody.
Matt Derrick. He just knows how to make you feel special. Matt Derrick of ChiefsDigest.com. Follow him on Twitter at Matt Derrick. This is the Sports Radio 810 WHB postgame show. I am Joshua Brisco, Beards McFly, on the other side of the glass. All brought to you by CBD American Shaman. Free CBD samples every day. We'll take a break. We will come back here from Cliff Kingsbury and see what his view of the Cardinals' shortcomings tonight really was, and we'll see if we can get a little more information on what the Chiefs did to frustrate that offense so very much. More on the other side of the break here on the Sports Radio 810 WHB postgame show presented by CBD American Shaman.
You're listening to exclusive postgame coverage on Kansas City's home for the NFL, Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Brought to you by Casey's own CBD American Shaman. Come on into your local shaman store for a free sample of stress-sacking CBD. Everything is better with the feather.
It's football season. Kansas City and Boulevard Brewing Company, along with Tanner's Bar and Grill, have you covered with a winning lineup, including fan favorites, unfiltered wheat beer, Space Camper IPA, and breakout star Quirk Hard Seltzer. Head to your local Tanner's Bar and Grill every Saturday this fall for superstar specials on Boulevard Beers and Beverages. The perfect teammates for rooting on your favorite college football teams all season long. Please enjoy responsibly.
Sports Radio 810 is proud to be Kansas City's home for the National Football League.
Allen will throw it into a crowd, knocked around and intercepted. It's picked off by Fenton.
Metcalf open, makes the catch of the 15, into the end zone, touchdown Seattle.
From Monday night to Sunday night and every game in between, keep it right here on your exclusive home for the NFL, the NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl. Sports Radio 810 WHB.
At Cordell & Cordell, we focus on representing men in domestic relations cases.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
We recognize that our clients are going through perhaps the toughest time they will ever go through. We understand that everything that's important to them is on the table. Their assets, the role in their children's lives. That's an immense responsibility that our clients entrust us with, and we take that very seriously. We've been trained to do that. We've helped thousands of clients before, and it's our hope that you'll choose to entrust us with what's most important to you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives, which includes protecting men's financial means to do so. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Missouri or Kansas attorneys. A partner men can count on. 816-842-2400. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Independence and by appointment only in Overland Park.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision that should not be based solely upon advertisements.
I'm McCall with Lee Summit Used Cars. Why buy from us? To get connected. We're a local family-owned dealership that offers a free lifetime warranty. Getting connected includes our state-of-the-art detail center, master technician service support, body shop and collision center. Getting connected means you're getting peace of mind protection, not only with our lifetime warranty for your car, but a lifetime commitment to you. Get connected. Go to LeeSummitUsedCars.com and fall in love with driving again with a lifetime warranty.
Hi, folks. Bob with the Balderston Auto Group with one goal in mind. The goal? Customer first. No matter how big we get, you're the top priority.
Blaine, you're so right. Dad always said respect the customer.
And we're a locally family-owned business, a neighbor. We want to see you at the grocery store and say hi.
The Balderston Auto Group. Blue Springs Ford.
Folks, if you don't click or come by and see us today, we can't save you any money.
Lee Summit Honda, where we treat you like family.
Fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru.
We call Kansas City home.
Hi, I'm Fred Ramsey. And I'm Mark Tobin. Hey, folks, if you're not busy Saturday mornings from 6 to 7 a.m., well, I hope you'll join us for the Midwest Outdoors, brought to you by Reed Chevrolet St. Joe.
Join us and our expert guests, and we'll be talking about hunting and fishing, dog training. We'll give you tips, pass along stories, and most important, share some laughs along the way.
That's right. We cover it all, from crappie to waterfowl, and we'll tell you how to cook it, too.
The Midwest Outdoors, brought to you by Reed Chevrolet, Saturday morning, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Your home is your greatest investment, and our weather is tough on your roof. If your roof needs repair or replacement, I recommend Buck Roofing. Ron Buck and his team have been repairing and replacing roofs in Kansas City for over 15 years, and they're in Lawrence, too. For expert roof repair, replacement, commercial and residential, and they'll do your gutters too. There's only one company I trust, the one with so many 5-star reviews, and that's Buck Roofing. Online at ourbuckroofing.com. Sleep well knowing Buck fixed the roof over your head.
Score big with Xfinity Internet. It's made to do anything, so you can do anything. Supercharge your home with the game-changing speed of supersonic Wi-Fi. With 3 times more bandwidth, it covers the field and then some, and blocks billions of threats with advanced security that helps keep you protected at home and on the go. If you're keeping score, that's internet that does it all. That's unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas.
Hey, it's Grunny here for my friends at CBD American Shaman. Do you struggle with pain, sleep, anxiety, or lack of energy? Well, who doesn't? Visit your local CBD American Shaman and let them educate you on the benefits of the highest quality hemp oil available. And when the Kansas City football team scores big, you score big too. If Kansas City puts up 50, that's right, it's 50% off your order of $100 or more the day after the game. That's huge savings. CBD American Shaman. Life is better with the feather.
The Shields Hunting Sale event is going on now through September 11th with top brands like Winchester, Savage, Lucky Duck, and Federal. You're sure to find success in the field this season. Save on hunting clothing, firearms, and accessories like blinds, decoys, and calls. And don't forget to reload on ammo to take your accuracy to the next level. What are you waiting for? The season is calling, and your hunt begins at Shields.
Sports Radio 810 WHB is your home for the Major League Baseball playoffs and World Series, NBA playoffs and finals, NHL Stanley Cup, college football playoffs and national championship, NFL Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night football, the NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl. Only on your locally owned, locally operated hometown radio station. Sports Radio 810 WHB.
WHB, Kansas City.
Backpedaling. Finding a way. No. Holding on at the last moment. Carlos Dunlap was able to get to him. Another former Bengal who most recently was with Seattle. And that's what they brought him to Kansas City for plays like this.
I don't know that I've mentioned Carlos Dunlap's name, certainly not even more than once tonight, and he did get to the quarterback and brought him down. So an overall, I think, a fine night from the pass rush, even though Chris Jones gave the defense as a whole a C+. No problem at all with him being a harsh critic in week 1, but a lot to be encouraged about, as we have been talking about now for a good long while here on Sports Radio 810 WHB Kansas City. I am Joshua Brisco. You are listening to the Sports Radio 810 WHB postgame show, brought to you by CBD American Shaman. Free CBD samples every day. We'll get you back to Sunday Night Football momentarily as well. The third quarter has just begun between the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. 12-3 right now. I think those are all field goals then? Is that right? Does that seem right, Beards? Have you seen a touchdown? I guess you don't have the TV on there rolling.
I don't have the TV up here, but I can tell you here in a second.
The one thing I have missed by being in here.
All field goals. Ryan Suckup for MVP.
So he's got 4. Whoever the kicker of the Cowboys has 1.
Not Bill. I made that up. B. I saw B and then Mayer.
Bill, you're like Bill Maher.
Yeah, and then
is that what happened?
It was. His name was Brett. I'm sorry, Brett.
Brett. Meyer? How's it spelled?
M-A-H-E-R.
Okay. I don't know where he's from.
He's from Kearney,
I don't need his hometown. I'm curious where. What I was saying is that's a new kicker name to me.
He went to Nebraska.
What, is he a rookie? Is he young? Was he on a practice squad?
He's 32 years old.
All right, old rookie.
I didn't know about a rookie. What
was his name again?
Brett Maher.
I think it's Maher the way he says it, and maybe that's why I totally just.
His name was not Bill. I apologize.
It's certainly not Bill. Cowboys elevate Cooper Rush, Brett Maher, to active roster for Sunday night.
Maher.
So maybe he. Yeah. Oh, hey, Wikipedia. Maher. That's why that makes sense. I've heard that before. Like
I said, we're professionals here.
DallasNews.com, how the Cowboys started with 3 kickers and ended with Brett Maher. I didn't know there was a kicking competition going on in Dallas. What I was going to admit is that I on Chiefs days, from the moment that the Chiefs game starts until I go to bed, I am like usually at night I will get in bed and I will look at my phone and I'll go, whoa, the Bears won? Because I'm, kind of locked in on this. Tell me what you just said again there, Beards, to me just now.
Per Adam Schefter, Chris Godwin has been ruled out for the remainder of today's game due to a hamstring injury.
Sorry, I thought you said Dak in my ears. I was like, what? What happened? No, it is Godwin's ruled out, and at least at halftime, Mike Evans was looking like he might have had an injury as well. So that game will most likely come down to the wire. Nearly blocked punt there for Dallas. The kicking game, did it hit? What happened? I don't know. The kicking game appears to be the way the game is going for Bucks Cowboys. We will get you that NFC showdown. Maybe could be an NFC Championship game preview. More likely not. But Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, and more importantly, Ryan Suckup versus Brett Maher. That's really the duel going on tonight. But first, we need to hear from Cliff Kingsbury, the Cardinals head coach. Every week, the opposing coach press conference is brought to you by Metcalf CarStar. If your vehicle gets sacked on the road, very daunting language there for Cliff Kingsbury. He just signed an extension. He's not getting sacked. But if your vehicle gets sacked on the road, take it to Metcalf CarStar, the collision repair experts. They make it convenient and easy to get back on the road. Just go to carstar.com and search for Metcalf CarStar. CarStar, relax. They'll take it from here.
Don't tell that to Cardinals fans.
Yeah, Beards was deep in the muck for sad fans on Reddit. Moving to the zone this year.
Don't know what day yet. We'll figure it out. Maybe Tuesday.
Tuesday makes a lot of sense.
Maybe a Tuesday thing. We don't know yet. We'll let you know.
But it's going to be a bloodbath, I think.
I think I had enough stuff at halftime.
So we'll see how that goes when the Cardinals fans speak. Here's what it sounded like when Cliff Kingsbury spoke about his team's 44-21 defeat at the hands of the Kansas City Chiefs tonight.
Yeah, they beat us in every way. There's no denying it, no hiding from it. We didn't execute in any phase, and they played at a high level. I thought Pat was phenomenal, as he usually is, and then defensively, they stymied us, and we didn't get in a rhythm, and just impressive win by them, and we got to get a lot better in a hurry.
Things get so sideways.
I felt like at the end of the half there, we got the takeaway, had a chance to make it a one-score ball game going into halftime. Didn't. Then come out, go 3 and out. They score, and 27-7 at that point, or 23-7, and just weren't able to get in a rhythm offensively. But defensively, never slowed them down. Obviously, Pat didn't turn it over, and they were kind of able to do whatever they wanted. He thought he did a great job escaping the rush when we did have free rushers and keeping his eyes downfield and finding open receivers.
It's kind of the opposite of what you talked about in camp. See, how does something like today happen?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing a really good team, and if you don't show up, and all of us, coaches, players, the entire group, if you don't show up and be dialed in and take advantage of any opportunities you have, this is what's going to happen, and that's what happened. Crucial moments, we didn't make plays, and they did.
Was your thought at halftime to come out and just kind of try to establish some offense at that point? You're down 23-7. It's not a terrible score, but was it just let's come out and try to establish something, get some rhythm going?
Yeah, that's what we were hoping. We didn't. I didn't think, for the first 3 quarters we had any rhythm on offense, and weren't able to execute like we wanted to. Had some things I thought that were there and weren't able to execute, and they did a good job defensively.
The timing with the new
what do you address first this week? Just practice habits, having a sense of urgency. We got to practice better. There's no doubt. You can't say you're going to do it on game day and not do it in practice.
What was the situation at left guard for you guys? Was the timing okay? Sequencing okay?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you lose a guy Thursday at practice that you had penciled in to start, who was really the backup at that position, that's not great. But I'll have to look at the film and see how Harlow played. I mean, he's been in the offense. He's played before, so I'm sure he handled his own.
How did Simmons and Zabin play today?
I'll have to look at the film. I mean, Kelsey's a tough cover. I know he had some wins on Isaiah, but he has wins on everybody.
What was the message to the team?
Just got to get better in a hurry. Have a sense of urgency in everything you do. Biggest jump from week 1 to week 2 last year was the exact opposite. Came out, played at a high level, and I just didn't sense a sense of urgency and got out-coached, got outplayed in all phases. And so it's a prideful group, and we'll be better next week.
The pressure affected Kyler.
The rush, it wasn't. I didn't think protection was great at times, and I thought he moved around and avoided the sacks he could. But they have a great rush, and Chris Jones, a tremendous player, Frank Clark, they've been doing it a long time, and they were able to play shell and make us hold the ball some. And when you get behind on a defense like that, that's what's going to happen.
What does it say about things with the way things are throughout the roster? They end up signing like Max on a day before a game on another team, and he ends up being active. Yeah, we've had some tough injuries, obviously leading up to the game, guys that we expected to start, but that's everybody this time of year. And the guys that step in there got to be able to play at a high level and execute at a high level, and none of us did that today.
How much did those injuries, though, affect what you guys did today? Throw everything out of whack?
Yeah, I mean, when you lose some dynamic playmakers and some linemen, and when you're where you're at depth-wise at corner, it's not ideal, but that wasn't why we played so poorly. I mean, we just came out and, like I said, got out-coached, got outplayed, and didn't execute like we're capable of.
One of the reasons like you got banged up a little bit at the end of the game, did you come out pretty good health-wise?
I'll have to check and see. I haven't talked to the trainer yet.
What was the reason Trey McBride was inactive?
Just has to keep coming. I'm still thinking a little bit out there. He's got the right skill set, and he's working hard, but we felt like the other three guys, and with the numbers we needed other places, were the right move.
4th and 2 at the end of the half. How strongly did you consider?
Yeah, I loved the play call. I thought we had it. Unfortunate that he got tripped up. I mean, that's what we wanted. Just weren't able to execute it. But you can't kick field goals against them. I mean, they're really good on offense. So that was going in. We were going to be aggressive, and just weren't able to execute that play.
Confident that the defense can bounce back off this?
I am. I mean, we need to get some pieces back. We need to get some depth, and all of us know we have to get a lot better.
Any second thoughts to how you handled the preseason?
No, I mean, last year we played one series, I think, or two series in one preseason game with the starters, so it wasn't anything to do with that. Just, like I said, didn't play well.
If there was a positive, was it Greg Dortch today?
Yeah, I thought, he had some opportunities that he'd probably like to have back, but every time he goes in, he tends to find the ball and made some catches, and he'll continue to get better.
There's Cliff Kingsbury after the Cardinals loss. The Chiefs win. And we usually focus on the latter on this show. It's been a good one here tonight. Appreciate you being along for the ride. We'll get you over to Sunday Night Football here in mere moments. First, though, I want to let you know what's happening tomorrow night here on Sports Radio 810 and where you can go to watch it. Tomorrow night, at the Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway in the Sportsbook, the KC Legends Show with Bill Moss starts tomorrow night. That's from 6 to 7 in the Sportsbook with this week's special guest, Neil Smith. Heard of him? Yeah, I would hope so. I would think so. So Bill Moss and Neil Smith tomorrow, live tomorrow night at the Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway, the Sportsbook back there. And I'm there on Thursdays, so for some Thursday Night Football action, not this week, though. This week I got to be here because I got the postgame show. But the remainder of Thursday Night Footballs, the rest of this year, I'll be setting up shop out there in the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway. But go enjoy Bill Moss and Neil Smith out there tomorrow night. Go out there, say hi, and I'm sure you could probably grab a picture and certainly get a first-person view of some excellent radio that'll be airing here live from 6 to 7 on Sports Radio 810 WHB. The Chiefs were dominant today against the Arizona Cardinals, and as you heard, injuries on both sides of the ball. They were deep into their cornerback issues. We knew all of that going into this game. Matt Derrick just tweeted out, looks like the Chiefs are opening around 3.5 point favorites at home Thursday night against the Chargers. I think that game is going to be a lot more compelling, a lot more difficult, and a lot more risky for the Chiefs. But they went out and handled business in a dominating fashion today, taking over the Arizona Cardinals 44-21. I'm Joshua Brisco for Bears McFly and Blake Schneiders. Thanks for listening to the Sports Radio 810 WHB postgame show presented by CBD American Shaman. Free CBD samples every day. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
Hear exclusive Chiefs coverage every week from the best in the business. Only on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Trent Green, Adam Schefter, Tim Grunhard, Adam Teicher, Matt Derrick, Adam Kaplan, Chef Shadia, Nick Leckie, Gary Barnett, Bill Moss, Mark Bowraker, Stan Weber, Sam McDowell, Seth Kaiser, Blair Kirchhoff, Kevin Harlan, Field Yates, Jesse Newell,